All right. Great Ace Attorney 2, resolve. Good morning, good... Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, welcome on back. Close your cheeks, chat. Appreciate you guys being here for this scrimmage and also for the return of Ace Attorney. Let's do this, let's do this. New game, baby, new game. Bespoke tailor? Oh, we get to wear the new outfits. All right, shh, quiet, chat, quiet, shh. Susato!
Standing here in the bright sunshine, looking out over the vast ocean. Those days in London seem like a dream. But I do miss my time in England's vast capital. You know, he's flourished into a truly wonderful lawyer. I've no doubt that at this very moment, he's fighting some noble cause in court. Forgive me for taking so long to come to visit you. My life has been such a whirlwind since I returned. And no one could have predicted what has happened. Just 2 months after arriving home. So I came here today to ask something of you. Tomorrow, I shall be standing in court. For the only time in my life. As a lawyer.
Oh, dude, it's that lady from the first game.
So please, I ask for your guidance.
Oh, dude, she's dead?
Kazuma-sama.
So that's Jezaille Brett, who we convicted for murder in the very first case from the first game. And she left to go back to Great Britain. And so we didn't even get to do anything because the laws in Japan didn't affect her since she wasn't a Japanese citizen. And we haven't seen her since. And so this second game starts with now Susato-san, who was in Britain with us, going back to Japan, and she's now convicted for murder. Ooh. Interesting. Hey, what's up, Heat Ender? Welcome back to the stream. How you doing? Oh, that swan bitch. Yeah, comment. The swan bitch, dude. She's dead now. Interesting. Susato's wearing the alternate outfit. Lol. All right, chat. Let's go. Scene.
13th August, 8:26 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Defendant's Antechamber, 3.
What?
You heard me. Here I am again after 9 months. The Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. I feel so nervous. But I must steel my nerves and find a way to compose myself.
Ah, good. You're here. It doesn't do for a lawyer to be late.
Oh, yes, good morning, sir.
I hardly recognize you. You cut a fine figure, counsel. But you look as white as a sheet. And those wide eyes aren't doing you any favors either.
Thanks for the dramatic zoom.
Hello there.
PB, welcome back to the stream, you legend. Cheers. How you doing? How you doing? Cheers to you too, Heat Ender. Also, cheers to my lurkers as well. Welcome on back. Just in time, PB. We just getting started with our first case of the Great Ace Attorney 2 resolve. So, you looking for some courtroom action? Grab a seat, get some food. Good to see you, PB.
Oh dear. The truth is, I'm so incredibly nervous I feel utterly nauseated. I almost wish that I'd never been born.
Susato, don't say that. Oh, goodness. Not the sort of thing a father hopes to hear from his daughter, I must say.
Go ahead, Command.
Go ahead, Command. I'm definitely down. Ektoro, sit. Hells yeah, PB. We're having a good Saturday. It's good to see you.
Ryutaro Mikotoba, professor of medicine at the Imperial Yume University. A man who earlier in his life traveled to Great Britain to study the latest advances in forensic medical science. And of course, my brilliant father.
Excuse me. Who dat? New NPC, who this?
Would I be correct in thinking that you're to be my lawyer in court today? Yes, that's right, miss. Well, I want to thank you for agreeing to represent me. I swear, I swear on my life. It's a complete fabrication, this whole thing.
This is who we're defending.
Rei Membami. Born the same year as I and my greatest friend.
Ah, they're best friends, okay.
Though unusual for a woman in our time, she works at the university research laboratory helping my father. And sadly, she's the defendant in today's trial.
Hi. Hi, Sam. Oh, back at it with Ace Attorney. It's been a while. Glad I could catch you on stream. Yes, Paula, we are back in the courtroom after many, many months. And yeah, today's the start of the second game in the Chronicle series, The Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve. And yeah, we just got started, so you are just in time. Cheers, Paula. Appreciate you tuning in. How you doing?
And sadly, she's the defendant in today's trial, accused of committing a truly awful murder. Are you feeling all right? Since we started talking, you seem, well, to have become a little flushed. Oh, my, it's just that you look so gallant and dashing.
Oh god, those eyes.
Sorry? And when I fall under your intense gaze, it makes me feel rather bashful. Goodness, I don't think she knows. She hasn't realized who I am.
It would seem our little plan for this trial is going to work.
Oh, what do you mean, Professor Mikotoba?
If even your best friend can't see through the disguise, I think we can relax.
Disguise? Yes, I've never tried dressing this way before, of course, so I wasn't sure how convincing it would be. But this does make me feel a little relieved, as you say, Father. father. What? Is that? Is that you, Susato? I'm so sorry I didn't say something soon. No, what are you doing? What's going on? What? That varsity uniform, that varsity cap, that varsity cape, that varsity badge. Look at you. You look for all the world just like a student of the Imperial Yume University. A male student. I'm so glad you think so. It means all my preparations have been worthwhile. I woke at 4 this morning to make a start. But I don't understand. Why are you dressed like that? Well, you see...
It was the only way. The only way she would be permitted to the Supreme Court to take on your defense in this trial.
But... My defense? Never before in my life have I felt so frustrated at having been born into this body. Courts in Japan are barred to women. We're not even allowed to set foot inside the courtroom. Despite the fact that the laws of the land apply to all people, male and female alike. But women are forbidden. Just for today, I'll be leaving my true self at the courtroom door so that I can act as your lawyer. Oh, Susato? You'd go to such lengths for me? Of course. You're my greatest friend.
Aww. Susato, what a legend.
I just worry that I shan't be the lawyer you deserve. Oh no, I have complete faith in you. Rei. It's so strange though. I mean, you're such an accomplished judicial assistant already. And yet, just because you're a woman, what a wretched reason. I mean, why shouldn't you be allowed in court? You're so gallant and dashing.
Welcome back. Your steadfast loyalty.
Hey, ACAB. Welcome back to the stream and thank you very much.
Let's fucking go.
Thanks for the 33-month resub. Currently on a 25-month streak. Cheers, ACAB. How you doing, man? How you doing? We're just getting started on the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve. Grab a seat, get a drink, some snacks. We're about to represent our client.
Reporting in.
Reporting in.
2 years in a row, holy fuck.
Yeah, man, it's a long fucking time, dude. Thanks for continuing to stay sub that entire time. Oh, you like Sorcerer better? Oh, Sorcerer and Rogue are your favorites. Nice, nice. Have you completed the story yet, Parpar? Or are you still going through that? Yeah, Sorcerer looks like a lot of fun. They look absolutely insane endgame.
Thank you for coming back, unlike my dad.
Hope you're having a good Saturday, ACAB. Appreciate you, dude. Thanks for being here.
Rei. Please don't look at me like that with those flushed cheeks and doting eyes. Oh, I'm sorry. It's just... You really do look so dashing. Yes, you mentioned that once or twice.
You should be pleased. It means you look convincing as a man.
pleased. I think it's certainly helped to bolster my confidence today.
Haven't even beat Act 1 yet, Sam. Thanks to our hairy little Peruvian. He keeps dying too fast. And you keep running out of character slots. What level's your Sork?
Rei, you're managing to put on a brave face in all this, but I can see through it. I've noticed how your shoulders are slumped and how you're trembling ever so slightly.
32 of all numbers? Lol.
I'm cursed, Parpar. I can't escape it.
What kind of Sork you building, dude? Like a little hybrid? You focusing on one element? I know Frost Sorks are like almost required at the end game because of their CC ability.
Susato, you do believe me, don't you? I didn't do it. I couldn't have. I mean, murder? Of course. You have nothing to worry about. Your conscience is perfectly clean. Isn't that right? Yes. Yes, it is. Perfectly clean. I have absolutely no doubt in my mind about your innocence. Which is why I'll stand by you until the bitter end in this trial. Whatever happens, I'll always be on your side. Because that's what it means to be a defense lawyer. That means so much to me, Susato.
Defendant, counsel. Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. Alright, bailiff, relax. Talking to my best friend, okay? Chill. You should go in at once, Rei. If you're late. Hi? The judge won't hesitate to pronounce you guilty. Hey, James Van Muse, welcome to the stream. It's going good, man. How about yourself? Welcome to the channel. We just got started with the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, and this is the first case. I completed the first game towards the end of, actually, I think I was like at the beginning of this year. So yeah, Ace Attorney's been on the shelf for a little bit, but we are back. Thanks for tuning in. Pretty much a jack of all trades one, lots of passives into the lightning tree. Everything gets nuked on the sorcerer, so it's hard to decide. Nice. Compare that to the rogue where everything gets nuked, but you can also get nuked if you look at something for even 2 seconds. Yeah, I heard rogues are a little bit on the squishy side. I thought sorcerers were also the same, but maybe they have more defensive abilities that they can use. Like I know they have that ice block. But right on, man. Nice. If you're late, the judge won't hesitate to pronounce you guilty.
Oh! Stand aside! I don't think I've ever seen her run so fast.
Well, Susato, you've certainly surprised your father. Going to such lengths to be admitted into the courtroom, and with no prior experience of being a lawyer.
There was simply no other way. That's all there is to it. But father, you haven't told her, have you? I mean, I'm right in assuming that Rei doesn't know how it came to this?
Yes, quite right. I've kept that information from her. It would only worry her if she found out that no other lawyer would agree to take her case. Ah. I didn't want to burden her with that.
Is it true? The reason why every other lawyer is refusing to take the case? Is it really because of who the victim was?
We should be making a move now too. As you know, law isn't my field, but I'll do what I can to support my student.
Thank you, Father.
So no other lawyer would take the case? Huh. This should be a spicy one. Pretty good, man. Thanks for asking. I never played this game, but I know it's good. Oh, well, hey, right on, man. Well, I appreciate you checking out the channel. Yeah, it's a visual novel, so if that's your thing, oh man, this one's pretty good. It's on, I think it's only on PC and Switch. I'm playing it on my Switch. It runs great. And the animations are absolutely amazing. There is a lot of reading though. In the few cutscenes, those are voice acted, so yeah, if you're looking for a fully voiced game, maybe might not be your thing if you'd rather not read a lot, but man, what's really cool is, and I'm blocking it, let me just move real quick. So if you look in the bottom right, there's a little button called story mode. So I don't know if the previous Ace Attorney games, like the OG ones, because this is the quote unquote newest one to come out. It was only in Japan for a bit and only came to the US like 2 years ago. They added an option called story mode so that if you don't want to have to do any of the investigations yourself, like having to find the piece of evidence to make your arguments, and you just want to experience the story, you just press that and it plays for you. So you can just experience it almost like a movie. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I definitely use that myself towards some of the later cases where like I just wanted to experience the story, you know, like there's the gameplay part of it, yes, which is, it's not terrible, but I just wanted to see how it played out because some of those cases get pretty long. So it's awesome that if you really want to think and you just want to experience it, you can just press that and it'll continue for you. But yeah, welcome to the streams, James. Welcome to the stream, James. Some people say this is one of the best of the series. Yeah, I've heard that. So, oh man, I was like, we gotta make our triumphant return. Appreciate you being here, Vega. Yeah, there's a few defensive spells that make a big defense with Sorcerer. Plus, it just does so much damage that the squishiness hardly matters. Okay, like you're able to out DPS.
Nice. I'm Susato Mikotoba, a judicial assistant. 8 months ago, I accompanied a student of law on a study trip to Great Britain. But 2 months ago, due to unforeseen circumstances, I found myself back in Japan.
Ah, there's Ryunosuke. So this is who you play for the majority, or pretty much like the entire first game. So the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles comes with 2 games, like bundled together that were previously only available in Japan. The Great Ace Attorney, and then we just started the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve. So I'm pretty sure like we'll get to play as Ryunosuke again, but it looks like just for this first case, we're playing as Susato. Oh, Evo Genesis, DJ Eclectic's brother. Oh, yo, okay, I remember you. Yo, welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, I think DJ was streaming earlier today. Ah, okay. Thanks for the clarification. I'm excited to see more of this game. Yeah, and if you have any questions, by all means, feel free to ask.
How many times have I wished that he were here, I wonder?
Man, and those new outfits that Ryunosuke and Susato get in the sequel. God, dude, I love these outfits. They're so good.
Still, I have no choice now but to steel myself for the trial ahead. Wish me luck, Naruhodo-san.
Oh, and it begins, chat. Let's go.
13th August, 9 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Courtroom 1.
This court is now in session to hear the trial of Rei Membami.
Prosecution is fully ready to proceed, Your Excellency. Oh my god, Aoichi's back, dude. Look, he's got new hair. Oh my god, fucking Aoichi, man. This fucking royal cunts. Oh man, I remember you. Fucking Aoichi, dude. He looks like such a doofus. Oh my god. Oh my god, Susato's outfit. Yes! So good. Defense Counsel, are you ready? Yes, Your Excellency. We are ready.
Ready.
Yes, Counsel. According to your registration details, your name is Ryutaro Naruhodo. Ryutaro. Lol. That's us, Chad, okay? Keep it a secret. Don't tell the judge. Is that correct? Ryutaro instead of Ryunosuke. Lol.
Yo, what up, Shadows? Welcome back. I love her English. Look how cute she is.
She's adorable. Cheers, Shadows. Welcome back, man.
Good to see you again and see you. Sorry?
Oh, yes. I had to come up with a suitable male name for you for this little venture. So I'm afraid to say I simply put down the first name that sprung to mind. Ryutaro. Lol. Lol. Well, Counsel.
Yes. That's right. That's me. I mean... Yes. I am Ryutaro, he who has vowed to uphold the pride of the great Naruhodo clan.
It seems Ryutaro may need to consider how better to uphold his manly act first and not overdo it. And those wild, wide eyes aren't doing you any favors either. Just relax and listen. That line cracked me up so much in the first one. I know, right? so good, Par.
Naruhodo?
A fresh face in this courtroom, if I'm not mistaken. But the name Naruhodo, would that perchance be? You may be thinking of Ryunosuke Naruhodo, currently in Britain as part of a study program. This is,
His cousin.
That's right. Ryutaro here has been studying in the provinces, but was called to the capital for this trial. I assure you, in matters of law, his knowledge rivals that of any of Tokyo's preeminent lawyers.
Any of them.
What a pitiful situation. Having been rejected by every lawyer in the capital, the accused has had to call in a country boy.
How dare you? Susato is every bit as gallant and dashing as any of your Tokyo attorneys. I won't have you making fun of her.
Ray, shut the fuck up. We're undercover. God damn it, she's ruining it, Jen. Shut up.
Huh? Please be careful, Ray.
What an unrefined tomboy we have here.
But I wonder, is your gallant and dashing lawyer up to the challenge of defending you? His wide, skittish eyes very much suggest that he is not. I'm so nervous. Now that I'm standing in his shoes, I'm starting to understand what Naruhodo-san goes through. Like it or not, eyes won't... Like it or not, eyes are wont to flit. Ray, shut up! This is actually after Kazuma cut his hair at the end of the first case. It stayed like that. Love it. My medicine. You know something funny, Sam? So remember how I sent you that image of my sorcerer looking like Rain from Mortal Kombat? Well, funny enough, later that week, Rain got announced for Mortal Kombat 1. Whoa. And they redesigned him to look more like a sorcerer now. You willed it into existence, Papa. He put it out into the universe, and Ed Boon was like, granted. The case to be heard on this day is a matter of great significance to our national interests. In fact, it would be reasonable to assume that the outcome of this trial may well affect the very future of our empire. Just like the trial 9 months ago. And yet, for proceedings of such importance, we have this unknown yokel by the dock? Dear me. Perhaps this would be an appropriate moment for me to assess the defense. To determine whether you are sufficiently competent to practice in this courtroom. 9 months ago, when a certain other Naruhodo stood where you're standing now. This same judge tested him as well. And even though he was just a student at the time, not even of law, he passed the test with flying colors. For a trained and experienced judicial assistant like you, this will be easy. So, counsel, do you consent to answering some simple questions? All right. It's time to prove myself.
Wake up, Susato.
Yes, Your Excellency. But please do make them simple. Hi, Ed Boon. Didn't know you were a fan of my buddy Sam. Sounds good, Paula. Enjoy the lurk.
Very well. To start with, you will state the name of the victim.
Whew, that's simple. I couldn't forget that if I tried.
Welcome back, Hellcat. Cheers, dude.
Ah.
What's the matter?
Now that I'm standing in his shoes, I'm starting to understand something else Naruhodo-san goes through. Like it or not, minds are wont to blink.
I feel like the localization got this line wrong. Minds are wont to blank. Like I'm not quite sure what they're trying to say here, but the localization definitely seems a little off. Like like it or not, minds are wont to. What do you think they were trying to say here? Like it or not, like mine, like my mind like wants to go blank, like because like she's under pressure.
How you doing, Hellcat?
It's not surprising, really. It's your first time in this position and in that guise. Even a bright spark like you is bound to flicker and falter a little under the circumstances.
Oh dear. This is a dismal failure.
Don't fret. You need only use the knowledge you've gained as a judicial assistant to overcome the problem.
Of course. The court record. Yes, the answer will be amongst all the key information about the case in the court record.
It's going good, Hellcat. A little bit warm here, but we're doing good. I was watching some Flip Switch earlier. We did like a horde night, like day 136 or something like that. And he's playing on insane difficulty. I was like, man, this shit looks crazy. Yeah, appreciate you tuning in, dude. That's right. Just use R to open the court record. Then you need to flip to the people section with R. And don't take too long over it. His Excellency is watching you closely. Dude, I love her outfit so much. It's so cute.
All right. Check the court record with R. That's where the information I need will be.
I'm waiting, counsel. What is the name of the victim in this case? I already know who it is, but let's open up the court record. Go to people. Jezaille Brett, age 25. The victim of the case, who was a former British exchange student. 9 months ago, she was found guilty of the murder of visiting Professor Dr. John Wilson.
Yes! The name of the victim who lost her life in this case is Miss Jezaille Brett. Jezaille Brett.
A name that will never be forgotten in the courtrooms of our country, I'm sure. Correct. And being a member of our empire's judiciary, you will be well aware of the significance of that name. So, let me pose another simple question. As you know, Miss Brett was a visiting student from the Empire of Great Britain. Why, then, is her name indelibly associated with our own empire's judicial history? Obviously, you won't have forgotten that case from 9 months ago. But if it's proving hard to recall the finer points, everything you need is included in the court record.
Obviously, I still remember. That was the start of everything. Jezaille Brett. Behind the woman's student persona was the face of...
A killer. Man, we didn't... I was so looking forward to bringing this bitch to justice after she fled at the end of the first case from the first game, and she's dead now. Fucking shenanigans, man. Lol, that's totally Sam in court. Yeah, dude, the victim's name was totally Paul. Can I go home now? Jake Paul. Oh man, Jake Paul is boxing one of my favorite MMA fighters who retired recently, Nate Diaz. I really hope Nate wins. I'm gonna be so upset if he loses. I'm gonna be so upset. Mystic, welcome back to the stream. Back on the Ace Attorney playthrough. Is this a new, different route? Or yes, Mystic. So we are playing the second game in the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles series called the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve. So yeah, this is the very first case of the second game in the Chronicle series. Yeah, my last Ace Attorney stream was us finishing the first game, so yeah, we are hopping fresh into the sequel. But welcome back, Mystic. Cheers, dude. How you doing, man? Happy Saturday. Good to see you. And if you remember, because I know you were there in the first case from the first game, that British exchange student, Jezaille Brett, who we found out was the killer in that case. She fled and went back to Great Britain because the laws of Japan didn't apply to her since she wasn't a Japanese citizen. And so this case starts with Susato in front of the grave of Kazuma-sama, R.I.P. dude, R.I.P. Ryunosuke's best friend, asking for assistance because Susato's friend Mei, who we're representing, so Susato is the defense lawyer in this first case. Her friend Rei is being accused of murdering that British lady from the first game, Jezaille Brett. I love Mortal Kombat 10, but I hated the muted colors and yellow-brown filter most stages had. Oh, went for more of a colorful palette. That's good. Could be she faked the death. Maybe we can bring the bitch down after all. Things get wacky in Ace Attorney. I know, right? Like when the goose came alive at the end, or like during the breakdown.
Behind the woman's student persona was the face of
Queen Victoria. Oh, a killer.
Yes!
9 months ago, a visiting professor of medicine at Imperial Yume University was killed. And the culprit was Jezaille Brett.
Hi. Yo, Mike, welcome back to the stream. Long time no see. You too, dude. How goes everything with I'm sorry, I don't know how to properly phrase it. With the diving lessons. You still doing that? What was the pun in the British lady's name? You said like jealous Brit? I think that's what you said, Parpar. There was like a YouTube video that goes through all the different puns in the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, but I didn't want to spoil it. But I think we said like jealous Brit, Jezaille Brett. Damn, so it's gonna be a more complicated case once they get to the bottom of this. Yeah, dude. I didn't even see that Queen Victoria. Yeah, for sure, Mike. Well, come on back, dude. Happy Saturday, dude. Anything new? Yes, she was a killer. At the time, our country had just signed a new treaty with the Empire of Great Britain. And it was in the midst of this delicate diplomatic situation that the incident occurred. An Englishman, Dr. John Wilson, was shot dead. I believe he was an associate of yours, Professor Mikotoba. Actually, wait. Is that... Oh shit. I didn't realize that was Susato speaking.
I believe he was an associate of yours, Professor Mikotoba.
Yes. I was indebted to the man. He'd been my mentor when I went to London to study forensic medicine. Indeed, it was I who invited him here to Japan as a visiting professor at the university. Naturally, the murder of an Englishman on our soil was a matter the government wished to resolve rapidly. Indeed, it was. Which is why a secret trial was conducted here at the Supreme Court.
A student of the Imperial Yume University was arrested on suspicion of murder.
Actually, I think this is still the judge talking. A second-year English language student by the name of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. With the help of his best friend, a student lawyer, the accused conducted his own defense. I like that they give you these recaps and expose the despicable crime committed by Miss Jezaille Brett. Miss Brett eventually admitted to her crime. However, when questioned about the motive that drove her to take Dr. Wilson's life, she gave no satisfactory answer before the trial reached its conclusion.
Immediately after the trial, the British government brought its consular jurisdiction into play. We were unable to sentence Miss Brett according to our empire's laws. It was decided that she would be removed to Shanghai, China instead. Why Shanghai?
There's a British consular court there. Correct. I oversaw the negotiations personally. Yeah, I think that was what we ended up guessing. I don't know what the actual pun of her name is, but yeah. I think we guessed Jezaille Brett. I love it. I'm currently saving for a trip to Australia for 2 weeks. Going to dive the Great Reef. Yo, that's awesome, Mike. Hells yeah, dude.
Ace Attorney and their name puns. Gotta give my hat the localization of the puns.
Give me 1 second, chat. Go check up on Zero. Scene. Let's take it back a few lines. Okay, we'll take it from Aoichi's line. And Ian, I know you saw parts of Ace Attorney. I think you saw the first case from the first game. Fucking Aoichi's back. That motherfucker.
Immediately after the trial, the British government brought its consular jurisdiction into play. We were unable to sentence Miss Brett according to our empire's laws. It was decided that she would be removed to Shanghai, China instead. Why Shanghai?
There's a British consular court there.
Don't boo me.
Courtroom time. Yes, Mystic, we're back. Remember, anytime anyone in the courtroom slams on the desk or in the court, room at slam. Correct. I oversaw the negotiations personally. The date of her transfer to Shanghai was finally settled upon only last week. All that remained of our empire's obligations was to see the woman safely on board a steamship.
And yet, the very day before her departure, the Englishwoman was killed. Only the day before.
That will do. I'm satisfied that the counsel for the defense is sufficiently capable of representing the defendant.
Oh. Thank you, Your Excellency. Whew. Over the first hurdle. Boo, because I want answers.
Now, a summary of the incident, if you please. Prosecutor Aoichi.
As is your wish, Your Excellency. The repugnant crime took place on the 11th August in broad daylight. On the outskirts of the imperial capital under a bright blue sky at a secluded bathing spot by the sea. The incident occurred inside a small beach hut erected for bathers to rest or change their clothes. The cause cause of death was a single stab wound to the posterior abdomen that pierced the victim's lung. Oh, jeez. Sheesh. Hi, Sam. Mama Tetas. Welcome back to the stream, you legend. Cheers. Ding. Happy Saturday, Mama Tetas. How you doing? How you doing? Welcome on back. I don't know if you've ever seen me. I don't think you've seen me stream this game before, but yeah, we were playing a visual novel called The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. So if some spicy courtroom drama interests you, grab a seat, get a snack, something to drink, and come kick it with us. Good to see you.
Wow, a new subscriber arrives.
SMH can't be naked. Brian, thanks for gifting us up, Mama Tetas. Appreciate it.
An injury which proved fatal. There were two persons alone together in the beach hut at the time of the victim's death. Miss Brett, in her bathing attire, and the accused, Rei Membami. Accordingly, there can be no doubt of the accused's guilt, especially when we consider she had a powerful motive. The police arrived rapidly at the scene and promptly arrested the young lady.
Well, that extraordinary description of events leaves me somewhat lost for words, I must say.
I can't hear you because I'm in bed with my kiddo and forgot my headphones at parents' house. Just wanted to say hi. Hello, Mama Titas. That's certainly true. The prosecution's summary was full of words that raise an awful lot of questions. As a lawyer, I really ought to pick up the prosecution counsel on what he said about... Thanks for the gift sub, Brian. Thanks for stopping by, Mama.
Oh, Brian, typing on this keyboard is so good, dude. The thok. As a lawyer, I really ought to pick up the prosecution counsel on what he said about the bathing spot, being alone together, a powerful motive. I want to say being alone together.
Membami-san? Yes, what is it, Susa? I mean, Naruhodo-san.
And the reason why, Susato isn't using her name and she's using another alias, Ryutaro Naruhodo, is because during this time in Japan, women are not allowed in the courtroom. So Susato's like undercover, you could say. So she's pretending to be a guy. It's satisfying. It's so satisfying, dude. I was building it. I was like, man, I want to keep this. What's love, Ryan? Thank you, dude.
I'm really starting to wish we'd made my alias Ryutaro Susato.
Lol. Lol. I can't get over her outfit. It's so good, dude.
Please tell the court why exactly you were present at the bathing spot with the victim in the first place. And why you were alone with her. Oh, well, no, that's not true. It wasn't like that at all. There were other people present, a detective who was guarding Miss Brett for starters. I was just asked to accompany Miss Brett as a companion, that's all. But let us be clear. At the moment of her death, you were alone together with the victim in the hut. You and no one else. The truth is, there is only one reason why this young woman accompanied Miss Brett on her bathing sojourn. It was the accused's last chance to take the victim's life. No. Because, as we know, the following day would see Miss Brett extradited to the British authorities in Shanghai. And the accused would never have an opportunity to dispatch her again. Roomad slam chat, roomad slam. Kindly refrain from conjecture, counsel.
The prosecution counsel seems to enjoy using provocative tricks like that. But for now, at least, we need to assemble more facts. Try not to let him goad you.
No one knows, but I also sent Alex one, so stick around. When he comes back, he's gonna open it. Shh, mum's the word.
Romance slam. Thank you.
Ah, nice, dude.
Same one, just like a different style? Like different aesthetics, I mean? Oh dear. This is really terrifying. But Father's right. We need more information. As a lawyer, I really ought to pick up the prosecution counsel on what he said about...
Let's ask now about the bathing spot.
If I may, Prosecutor Aoichi.
What do you want? You fresh-faced young yokel student.
Wow, rude.
I wonder, could you explain, please? You mentioned a bathing spot?
My apologies. Clearly, my modernity has confused the poor country bumpkin's simple mind. Bathing spots are the very latest trend in health practices from the West. We are told that bathing in the water of the ocean is curative, therapeutic, and excellent for the skins.
No, that's not what I meant. I was referring to the fact that Miss Brett had, to all intents and purposes, been found guilty of murder. Why would a known criminal have been relaxing by the sea?
For old time's sake, I believe.
Sorry?
Miss Brett was to depart for Shanghai the following day. Her final wish, as it were, was to enjoy a day at our country's wonderful coast. And the British Embassy put extreme pressure on our government to comply.
But on what grounds would we agree to such a request?
Because, as usual, our government is unable to stand up to foreign powers.
He said he likes full-sized. Oh wow, I realized I didn't take pics. Son of a bitch!
Oh no, like before he shipped it? Wait, why is that an issue? Did it like already deliver? In matters of diplomacy, It seems we don't even have the courage to decline the whims of a known criminal.
Don't look at me, Professor. It was the government who granted permission, not I. In any case, it was decided that with a dedicated detective on duty, nothing could go wrong. But in fact, a murder took place. I said don't look at me! It was that young student girl who did it, not I! No one has proved that yet.
I wouldn't provoke the men if you don't need to. Okay.
The day after that motherfucker went to Louisiana?
You know, did he say when he's gonna be back? I hope the package is safe. Like, I hope it's not just... Actually, well... Yeah, I don't know if his entire family went, or if there's anyone there that could, you know... like, hold on to it if nobody's there. Because, you know, package thieves.
At this stage, I need to gather more information, I think. As a lawyer, I really ought to pick up the prosecution counsel on what he said about...
Yeah, let's ask Aoichi about being alone together. Actually, wait. Oh, hold on. Oh no, we already asked her about this. Hold on, let me just skip through this. Please tell the court why exactly you were present at the bathing spot with the victim in the first place. I think we already heard this, right?
And why you were alone with her.
Ah, okay, yeah. We already went through this. Okay. Let's ask about a powerful motive. We need a Louisiana accent from Sam for a new character. Ooh. That is one that I'm not familiar with. not that I can do like an authentic British one either. But yeah, I don't know how that would go.
You're clearly exaggerating. Powerful motive is a blatant overstatement. Is the yokel boy using long words he doesn't fully understand? I beg your pardon? No matter. Let us put this to the accused, shall we? Membami-san, you are a research assistant at the Imperial Yume University, I believe. Yes, I am. I'm working with Professor Mikotoba in his laboratory at the moment.
I can confirm that. The defendant is an excellent assistant with a strong sense of responsibility.
Fascinating to hear. Now, another question. Prior to your work with Professor Mikotoba, whose research were you assisting then? Oh, I was studying under Dr. John H. Wilson.
Ah, he was the dude that Ryunosuke was accused of killing in the first game. Dr. Wilson? The visiting English professor who was murdered by Miss Brett 9 months ago?
Oh! The accused had a deep-seated respect for her former mentor, Dr. Wilson. Is that not true? Yes. Dr. Wilson was a wonderful man. Interesting. Then, tell the court what deep-seated feelings you had towards the Englishwoman who killed him. Well, obviously I was filled with hatred for what she'd done. A powerful hatred. Oh no. Rei, be careful of what you're saying. The motive was revenge. Plain and simple, Your Excellency.
I believe we all have a clear picture of the incident now. Despite her guilt being determined 9 months ago, Miss Brett managed to avoid incarceration, instead continuing her research work at the university. Obviously, over that period, she and Rei would have encountered each other on a number of occasions.
Seeing the murder of the mentor for whom she had such great respect enjoying such undeserved liberty.
The most authentic British accent I've heard. Play actors be damned. Appreciate you being here, Ian. Good to see you, man. Yes, even if it was only temporary until Miss Brett's extradition to Shanghai. You can hardly blame Rei for her feelings of anger and resentment.
Poor Rei. So, Your Excellency, if you'd be so kind as to peruse this exhibit. A photographic print that shows the scene of the crime immediately following the grim incident.
Yes. Thank you, Counsel. A tragic image.
As you can clearly see, there is nowhere within the hut that anyone else could have hidden.
The court will accept this photographic print as evidence.
The photograph of the crime scene has been entered into the court record.
A photographic print of the scene taken by police just after the incident occurred. The stab wound in the victim's back is clearly visible. As I understand it then, the victim and the defendant were alone inside the beach hut at the time. This is deeply troubling, I must say. The finger of guilt points firmly at the defendant.
Well, Your Excellency, naturally the prosecution has much more to its case. We intend to prove the accused's appalling actions beyond all possible contention. To that end, I can confirm that we have multiple witnesses to the crime and damning evidence. Witnesses? But who?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
One of whom, I might add, is a highly respected police detective. I assure you, the testimony of these witnesses will leave no room for doubt.
Shit. Very well then, counsel. Bring forth your witnesses.
I, Taketsuichi, Aoichi, have been waiting for this moment. Sorry? Oh yes, I haven't forgotten. That trial 9 months ago, here in this very courthouse. When that irreverent little student boy utterly humiliated me.
Back when he still had his hair.
Ryunosuke Naruhodo? What? Yes? This insult to the Aoichi family name will never be forgotten.
You've become conceited with age, counsel, but the old have to stand aside and make way for the new. It's the way of the world. May you never forget that.
Strike the head of a samurai whose top knot has been cut and the bell of cultural enlightenment tolls. Yes, on that fateful day, my former self died. The start of your own mini Meiji revolution. Are you modernizing as well, counsel? Silence! Since I swore revenge back then, there has been a minor miracle atop my head. Observe! The Aoichi growth! You see this seed of hope sprouting forth from the barren expanse of my crown.
Oh my god. No way Aoichi is calling himself a samurai. I know, right? This fucking guy, dude. Do we have a Louisiana or Southern character yet? That would be an accent to look forward to. One day we'll get one. Well, in Dave the Diver, I was giving what? Fucking, who was it? Bancho? He had like a little bit of that. He had a little bit of that Southern twang. Just a little bit.
I think that tiny growth is trying to tell me something. I'm afraid I can't really see. Where is the hope exactly? I said silence! Today, I face another Yoko student of the Naruhodo clan. Well, I will vanquish you. And my victory will be fertilizer for the seed of hope atop my head. You have been warned. With that, the prosecution calls the witness to the stand.
It looks like the stakes are high on both sides in this trial. The prosecution and defense each has much to lose.
A haircut is hardly comparable to Rei's life.
Who's gonna... Oh my god. I know these characters. Both from the first game.
Where's the hope? Man is destroyed. Witnesses, please state your names and occupations for the court.
Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga, Imperial Police Bureau. I'm in disguise, obviously, so I can go undetected. has a turtle on his head. Oh my god. Yeah, we saw Hosonaga many times in the first game. Not in this outfit though. This is a new one.
And I am, well, the next big thing in books. An author renowned throughout the capital, in fact. Yes. Soon to be sold out. The satirical I Am a Cat, a sensational success by Soseki Natsume.
He's so animated. I love it. Who the fuck is this guy, dude? Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. Struggling student from the provinces, please. You needn't be in awe of me. I needn't? It's only natural that you feel nervous in my presence. But all of you, please, relax. Call me Soseki even. Yes. What on earth is Soseki-san doing here?
Tread carefully, Susato. That author fellow knows you from your time in London, doesn't he? If he exposes you for who you really are, this will be over before it's begun.
Yes. Yes, of course. I know. I presume Soseki-san won't have forgotten about me. I could certainly never forget him. Although he does seem to have changed somewhat in the 6 months or so that it's been since I last saw him. And as for Inspector Hosonaga, that amazing outfit is hard to believe.
Do I have something on my face?
Well, your glasses for one, although they don't seem to be helping you, you see. Thank goodness he hasn't recognized me either.
Ah, I suppose it's this disguise, is it? I thought that appearing here in the clothes I was wearing at the time would make for a more faithful testimony. It is my guiding principle to carry out all testimonies flawlessly. Well, I can appreciate why an Imperial Police Bureau detective might have been present. But what business did a writer such as yourself have being at the scene, Soseki-san?
Well, you see, I had been asked that day to give a lecture. On the morning of the incident in the Imperial Yume University's Grand Lecture Hall, no less. At Yume University? After the lecture, I had a very pleasant conversation with the researcher from the medical science department. The professor over there, in fact. With my father, with Professor Mikotoba?
Yes, that's right. It was arranged by one of the newspapers. They wanted some story or other about 2 former students who studied in Great Britain.
Of course, being a renowned author, the press never leave me alone. They secretly spy, snapshots, scribble stories, and scupper my privacy. Take notes. As you can see, the conversation was written up in this newspaper here. Read it at your leisure, my provincial struggling student friend. I have plenty of copies. Thank you very much. He practically threw that paper at me.
The Soseki Natsume article has been entered into the court record. Please do not boo me.
Stop booing me.
Good thing I don't have blurp. I'd never hear the end of it. But I guess I got those. Enjoy.
Adding that in was a terrible idea.
A newspaper containing an article about a discussion between my father and Soseki-san. The debate became quite spirited. Yo, Brian, are you looking forward to season 1 for the Diablo 4? Any of you guys that are playing Diablo? Little underwhelmed at that trailer and what season 1 is about, but I understand that they were developing season 1 before the game even launched, so I'm hoping that future seasons will, have a little bit more. The whole Malignant Heart things just seems like a little like whatevers, but it's okay. If I don't want to play this season, then I don't have to, and I haven't even beaten the campaign, so it's not even like I can hop into it. Yeah, get blurb. Maybe. The patch is on July 18th, but season 1 officially starts, I believe, on July 20th.
Anyway, following my interview with the professor, the lady in question appeared and made a very unexpected announcement. I should like to go with everyone to see your country's coast. Those were her words.
Yeah, so everyone starts off fresh. You do have to create a new character. As I explained before, Miss Brett was never taken into custody. She continued to work in my laboratory under strict surveillance, of course. My off-stream Necro is like a little, I think he's 30. I haven't really been playing much Diablo.
I guess I'm ready. I don't know. I haven't reached level 70.
Commit, do you have any interest in Diablo? Are you much of an ARPG kind of guy? Yo, Mr. Badger, welcome back to the stream, dude. And yeah, if you want to participate in Season 1 for Diablo 4, you only need to have beaten the campaign. She continued to work in my laboratory under strict surveillance, of course.
At which utterance, the university immediately contacted the government to seek guidance. And the response was, permit Miss Brett to go as long as the detective accompanies her. That detective I am at liberty to divulge was me, Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga.
That fucking turtle on his head, dude.
Thereby, the entire party departed cordially for the seaside, it seems.
How you doing, Mr. Badger? Good to see you, dude.
It was extremely challenging to clear all other members of the public from the vicinity of the beach. But fortunately, I am at peak physical fitness at the moment, so I was able to carry out my duty flawlessly. Oh my! Inspector, you... Well, you do have something on your face now.
Oh, there's the blood again.
Ah, how unsightly. I do apologize.
No, if I give you my fruit cocktail, then I'd have to give you every day, and I wouldn't get my daily nutrients. Rain looks more like a purple Jafar now. Lol. Do you like it?
It's been on my mind, but I don't know. Hey, if it's on your mind, yo, dude, just wait till holiday. I'm sure it'll go on sale.
Does that mean that you went to the beach too, Father?
No. Unfortunately, I had work to finish off. But unfortunately, of course, it meant that, as my assistant, Rei was invited to take my place.
Of course, being a renowned author, I didn't like to decline the invitation. Ah, but only if I had. I'd never have seen that awful sight. Relentlessly racked by remorse and regret.
Oh my god, dude. I love these animations so much. Appreciate you keep me tabbed up while you're cooking, Parpar. What's for dinner?
Damn, the game must be fun past Act 1.
I think you can run campaign during seasons if you already beat it. You can skip. Ah, okay. But yeah, I know you need to have at least completed the campaign to participate in the new stuff, like the Malignant Hearts. Is it hot in Cali today? Because it's hot as fucking Oregon today. It's around like 80 some degrees Fahrenheit. So it's a little stuffy, but definitely I think it's hotter everywhere else. How are the temps in Oregon? I'd say try Diablo Immortal since it's free, but it's Diablo Immortal. Yeah, dude, and the monetization in that shit is fucking... It's egregious. Very well. I must now ask you to present your formal testimony to the court. You will give an account of all that you witnessed on your impromptu excursion to the coast.
Of course, Your Excellency. Relentlessly racked by remorse and regret I am.
Why is he copying me? 80? Shit, I wish it was 80. Best animation reactions ever. They're so good.
The witness scene.
Summer sucks in the Northern Hemisphere this year in the summer. I take 80 all day for real. Is it still like in the 90s for you guys, even though it's nighttime? Yeah, I got my desk fan here, Ian. Jogging in 101 heat ain't fun. Yeah, dude, you're gonna get heat stroke, bro. We got 20 degrees on you guys down south. Oof. Ooh. Wait, so it was in like the hundreds for you, Mr. Badger?
On the day of the incident, I was ordered on a special surveillance assignment in this disguise. I just managed to catch that crab when I suddenly heard a cato...
How do you pronounce this? Caterwall? Caterwall? Hold on. I need to look this up. Caterwall. Make a shrill howling or wailing noise like that of a cat.
I just managed to catch that crab when I suddenly heard a caterwaul from behind me. I ran into the beach hut at once, where I found the pair in question. Yes! That young girl was astride the Englishwoman, dagger in hand, as she stabbed wildly. I saw blood on the blade. It proved to me that she'd stabbed the victim multiple times.
Oh my god, Mr. Badger, I hope you got like AC or like hopefully a fan. Oh my god, it's 10 p.m. and 88. Oof. Do you have AC coming? Got one fan on my left and another one to the right. Well, I'm glad you have a fan, or I'm glad you got some fans in. Indeed, it does appear from this testimony that both witnesses here present saw it. The very moment of this heinous crime.
What? Now, if you will recall, I promised evidence as well. What phrase did I use again? Ah, yes, that was it. Damning evidence.
What have you there, counsel? A so-called fountain pen, is it?
Correct, Your Excellency. I found it at the scene whilst examining the body. It appears that in her dying moments, with her final ounce of strength, the victim clutched a piece of evidence that would positively identify her killer. What? Your Excellency, if you would cast your eyes over the photographic prints of the crime scene once more.
Oh, goodness me! Yes, the victim is clearly grasping something quite deliberately there in hand.
That's right. The fountain pen. And if you would kindly examine the pen, Your Excellency.
The owner's initials have been engraved into the ebonite barrel. R.M. Rei Membami. Oh, shit.
Make sure you guys use ERCOT's suggested AC temps.
Wait, what's that?
For sure, Mr. Badger. Hey, safe driving, dude. Get home safely, my dude. Currently in bed sweat while watching my boy Sam. What's a better day than that? Hell yeah, I got some AC, but my room has horrible circulation. It's usually like 6 to 8 degrees higher than the rest of the house. Ah, damn. I sleep in the guest room at night. Gotcha.
The initials of the defendant.
No!
The fountain pen will be admitted immediately as critical evidence.
The fountain pen has been entered into the court record.
The pen that the victim was found grasping in her hand, it carries the initials RM.
So, have I omitted anything? Decisive testimony and damning evidence. There's a bright blue sky outside the courthouse today. Perfect weather to ascribe guilt, I feel. I don't understand. The prosecutor Aoichi of 9 months ago had none of this man's poise.
Oh my god. A little circle of hair in the middle of his head. Oh my god, fucking chia pet looking ass. What happens if you don't use the suggested temps? Perfect weather to ascribe guilt is a good one. My temp is like 76 to 77 during the day and 74 at night. Yeah, that seems good. Yeah, it's actually a badass design for him, especially because I'm lore. Rain is a god and always a traitor, so the Jafar look is perfect for him. Okay. Definitely sounds fitting.
Counsel for the defense, you may begin your cross-examination now. Naruhodo-san.
Naruhodo. That means... yes, me.
Is there another Naruhodo in my courtroom?
Actually, there isn't even a single Naruhodo in your courtroom.
Cousin Ryutaro, pull yourself together, please.
All right. I've seen this countless times as a judicial assistant. Find inconsistencies in the witnesses' testimonies to prove that they're lying somehow. That's all there is to it. That's how a real lawyer would handle a cross-examination. So let's see what I can do.
Cross-examination.
The witnessed scene.
All right, I am back. Thank you for your patience, guys. Yeah, my parents picked up 02, so I just took him out for a small little pay break. Water's been refilled, stretch break has been taken, and now we are ready for the cross-examination. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, Mr. Badger.
Oh, yeah, and I announced the giveaway on my Discord in the sub giveaways channel. Thanks, Parpar. Yeah, it was Kimchi Gaming and Alteris. Might play some Dave the Diver later on tonight, possibly. Possibly. The witnessed scene. On the day of the incident, I was ordered on a special surveillance assignment in this disguise.
MrSamKim, that's who it is. In the flash.
Who the fuck is that guy? Thanks for still chilling, Kermit. Now, like we did in the first game, I think I will press the witnesses on their statements just so that we can get some more information.
Hold it!
In that jaunty disguise?
Correct. Wait, no. I mean, it wasn't the first time I've worn this swimsuit for a dip in the ocean. It's tried and tested. Do what must be done to keep the Englishwoman under surveillance. Those were my orders that day.
And this tried and tested outfit was the answer?
Being able to blend flawlessly into a crowd is an important part of a detective's job. Oh my god. I submerged myself in the salty water, leaving only Mr. Turtle floating inconspicuously on the surface. Oh my god. Mr. Turtle loves the water.
But there was no need for you to blend into the background on this assignment, really, was there?
If that made you late arriving on the scene, I think perhaps you had your priorities wrong.
A little sus. When we encountered him in the first game, it seemed like whenever he was trying to hide something, he would cough up blood. Even though he said there was no correlation, that seemed to be the case. So he's looking a little suspicious, chat.
Perhaps I shouldn't pursue this line of questioning any further at the moment.
Ooh, we got an award, Prime Presser. I'm assuming you get that for pressing a certain number of times.
I'd just managed to catch that crab when I suddenly heard a caterwaul from behind me.
Hold it! Hold it!
Ah, you're describing the victim's scream, presumably, Soseki-san? In more literary terms, you might say it was a scream that could have pierced the heavens. Or the like. Of course, that's just a metaphor. We renowned authors are wont to describing things so. So Seki-san wasn't at all like this in England. Anyway, I spun around at the noise and the beach hut immediately fell under my gaze. Yes, the beach hut. The area is popular with government ministers. Many have seaside retreats there for rest and recuperation. Locals are prohibited from entering the area, so it's always very quiet. The beach hut is a simple structure, erected as a place for people to change or take refuge from the sun. Although the Englishwoman commandeered the hut for herself, which meant that I was forced to change into my swimwear on the sand. Ah, I imagine that was rather embarrassing for you. Well, anyway, I tossed the crab aside and headed for the beach hut at a run. Or, in more literary terms, I decrabbed and beetled off hutwise. I ran into the beach hut at once, where I found the pair in question.
Hold it! Hold it!
Wait, by pair, you don't mean to say... But how could that be? No, you misunderstand. Obviously, I mean the victim and the defendant, Rei Membami-san. Oh. It would have been helpful if you could have just said that from the outset. If you jump to conclusions, you have to expect to fall flat on your face sometimes. Dear me! Pinning your hopes on such an outside chance? Foolish. Very foolish. It really was an outside chance. I just wish I'd realized that before I said something silly. So, Inspector, why don't you tell the court how exactly you found the aforementioned pair in the hut? Well, it was a sorry sight. A really grisly scene. I parted the Norrin curtain hanging in the doorway and stepped inside only to see the defendant leaning menacingly over the lifeless body of the victim sprawled on the sand. There's the blood again.
My glasses very nearly cracked at the ominous sight that met my eyes. How thoroughly appalling!
He doesn't appear to be lying here. Well, Soseki-san, can you confirm what Inspector Hosonaga is saying, I wonder? Ah, you'd like a literary man's opinion?
Yes. That young girl was astride the Englishwoman, dagger in hand, as she stabbed wildly.
Hold it! Hold it!
Stabbed wildly? You actually saw her do it?
Oh, indeed. The terrible spectre, the terrain inspector, the bloody torrent, the author's torment.
Every sight and every sound is still carved in my melancholy memory. That was my impression, at least, as a future literary sensation.
Counsel? What on earth was that shrill, effeminate scream?
What are you insinuating? I'm as manly a Japanese man as you.
I wonder if I might interject here, Soseki-san. Something you said is troubling me.
Susato, so cute! Welcome back, you damn beauty. I know, look! Susato's in the new outfit! So, oh also, hi Sam! Hi Greg! I missed you.
So in this first case, if you remember from the first case of the first game, that British woman who we managed to, not accuse, but who we found out was the murderer of Dr. John H. Wilson, at the beginning of the case, she's dead. And right now, Susato-san is pretending to be a man because women are not allowed in the courtroom, and she's defending her best friend who is accused of murdering Jezaille Brett.
Yeah, so we didn't even get to like get any revenge on that bitch. The game starts and Susato is in front of Kazuma's grave and is asking for help. And that's when you find out that her best friend is accused of murdering Jezaille Brett. Because one day before she was going to leave to Shanghai to continue her studies, she was murdered.
Welcome back, Ingrid.
Just mint up.
Minta. Hope you had a nice time with your family. And yes,
She's in this new outfit. So yeah, she's pretending to be a guy. So her alias is Ryutaro Naruhodo.
nope. See ya. You just got here. No, man. What do you see, Ingrid?
I wonder if I might interject here, Soseki-san. Something you said is troubling me. That was my impression were your words just now, I believe. But yes, I love Susato's outfit. It's so cute.
So, do you mean to say you're not confident that you really did see what you've described?
No, I mean, yes. I mean, I know what I saw. My ears didn't deceive me when I heard that scream. Hence, my eyes didn't deceive me either. I could describe everything I saw vividly. I could publish it all in tomorrow's newspaper serial.
It sounds as though the next installment of I Am a Cat may take a macabre turn.
I think this is a fool's errand. The more we press your author friend on what he saw, the more entrenched he's going to become.
Oh dear, how awkward.
Ooh, familiar faces, yeah.
So we got the Inspector Hosonaga as well as Soseki-san. So these are two witnesses that were there, apparently during this murder. So yeah, we just started the cross-examination after they gave their formal testimonies.
I saw blood on the blade. It proved to me that she'd stabbed the victim multiple times.
Fucking Soseki's face looks like he's to take a shit.
Constipation is real.
Hold it! Hold it!
She was stabbed multiple times? How can you be sure of that?
Very simply, from the blood on the blade.
The blood?
When I entered the hut, I saw the defendant holding the blade raised up in the air.
Yes, that's right. I saw it too. Oh.
Aw, thank you, Ingrid. Appreciate you tuning in. And I noted that there was blood on the blade already at that point.
And yeah, Aoichi's back. And even though Kazuma chopped off his hair at the end of the first case in the first game, if you look at him now, there's like like a small little, I don't know, little stub that's growing in the center of his head. he mentions that earlier in the case too. Looks like such a doofus.
In other words, the victim had already been stabbed at least once by the time I arrived on the scene.
Yes, that's right. I saw it too.
And the victim was already holding the defendant's fountain pen in her hand too. All of which means I can be sure the victim did not die instantly.
Yes, right. Saw it too.
Maybe a year in London was too much for him. He sounds like he's forgotten how to speak Japanese.
The logic of your argument is sound, at least.
Well, as I said, it is my guiding principle to carry out all testimonies flawlessly.
Perhaps it should have been your guiding principle to protect the victim flawlessly.
Damn, Susato, shots fired. Got him.
That's just my personal opinion, of course. Sadly, it was a long day and just hopping in to say hi and to miss you. Miss you too, Ingrid. Have a good stream, Sim, and a lovely one, everyone. Bye, Ingrid. Sleep well. Night-night. Night-night. Good to see you.
Oh, there's the coughing again. Oh my god. Counsel, you will refrain from mocking the witness. Fucking turtle, dude.
Oh no. I just have so many thoughts whirling around in my head. It's all I can do to stand here wide-eyed and mute.
Goodness, my dear. You really must try to calm down.
But how am I supposed to find an inconsistency in what these two gentlemen are saying? I don't see why either of them would have any reason to lie.
What you must remember, I think, is that witnesses may inadvertently lie at times. For various reasons, a misunderstanding, a mistaken observation, a delusion even.
Ah, a delusion.
What's important is that we determine the truth, and there's only one sure way to do that.
Yes, with evidence, of course.
Spoken like a true judicial assistant. During witness testimony, you can use R to pick a piece of evidence to present for consideration. So you need to listen carefully to each statement and compare what's said to the details in the court record. If you find some conflicting information, that may be the inconsistency you're looking for.
Yes, it's all about inconsistencies.
Once you've identified a witness's statement that appears to conflict with a piece of evidence, present the evidence to the witness with X, and the way ahead will present itself to you, I'm sure.
Yes. All right then. I'll consider the details of all the evidence in the court record against each statement to find an inconsistency. I hope I'm up to the task.
Don't forget that you can have the witnesses repeat their statements as many times as you like. Everyone has to start at the beginning, remember? So those wide eyes are quite forgivable. And besides, there's no one else to defend the poor girl.
You're right. I need to listen to the testimony again from the start.
Okay. Okay, so let's go through these again and take a look at our evidence and see what we can find. On the day of the incident, I was ordered on a special surveillance assignment in this disguise. I'd just managed to catch that crab when I suddenly heard a caterwaul from behind me. I ran into the beach hut at once, where I found the pair in question. Yes, that young girl was astride the Englishwoman, dagger in hand, as she stabbed wildly. I saw blood on the blade. It proved to me that she stabbed the victim multiple times. Okay. Let's take a look at the court record now, and let's look at the pieces of evidence that we have. Oh, people still lighting off fireworks here. Post-mortem report. Time of death just after 2 p.m. Death is believed to be due to trauma to the victim's lung from a knife blade. Only a single wound was identified. Victim, Jezaille Brett, female, British. Time of death, 11th August at around 2 p.m. Ascertained by examination and witness statements. Cause of death, single deep stab wound from behind, piercing a lung and resulting in a fatal hemorrhage. Death would have occurred within minutes. Man, that's such a gruesome way to go out. Stab from behind, piercing a lung. Jeez. Note, extreme meiosis. Pupil constriction was observed in the victim in both eyes. Crime scene photograph.
Oh no, the goose died too. Sad.
So she's facing the entrance. So someone was behind her. And she got stabbed in the back. Let's look at this article.
Lol.
Oh, there's the cat. Fuck, I forgot what was the cat's name. Oh, how cute.
Kitty!
I don't know if we can do it yet, but I remember you were actually able to like physically like inspect items to see if like there's something on the back of it. The pen that the victim was found grasping in her hand, it carries the initials RM. Okay. A newspaper containing an article about a discussion between my father and Soseki-san. The debate became quite spirited. I just managed to catch that crab when I suddenly heard a caterwaul from behind me. I ran into the beach hut at once, where I found the pair in question. That young girl was astride the Englishwoman, dagger in hand, as she stabbed wildly. Ah, okay, I think this might be the statement that we present evidence against. Because according to the report, it said only a single wound was identified. So I don't know if that really like contradicts if she was stabbed multiple times per se. A young girl was astride the Englishwoman, dagger in hand, as she stabbed wildly. Actually, yeah. This does conflict, because specifically it says single deep stab wound, not multiple. I think this is it. Let me just look at the last statement. I saw blood on the blade. It proved to me that she'd stabbed... Actually, no. It proved to me that she stabbed the victim multiple times. This is contradictory too. So maybe it's this one. Hold on. I'm gonna save real quick. So let's present. It proved to me that she stabbed the victim multiple times. Let's present the post-mortem report.
Objection!
Objection. With that accusatory cry that just welled up from deep inside me, I think I finally understand. Every time Kazuma-sama and Naruhodo-san have stood here at this bench, the stakes have been very, very high indeed.
Ooh, new track? Let's go, let's go. Time to deliver some justice, Susato. Let's go. Ooh, I like this new song. What's the meaning of that menacing pose, Counsel?
I'd like the witness to clarify something for me.
Who? What? Where? When? Who? How?
Not you, Soseki-san. This query is directed at Inspector Hosonaga.
At me?
In your statement just now, you said that the victim was stabbed multiple times.
Yes, that's right. As I said when I entered the hut, the defendant was already standing over the victim, bloody knife in hand, like a murderous demon.
And yet, that cannot be.
Let's go, Susato, let's go.
What?
Get to the point, please, Counsel.
In the postmortem report, it clearly states that the victim was stabbed one time only.
Yeah.
In other words, Inspector Hosonaga's testimony is clearly flawed. And Soseki-san.
Me?
You claim to have seen Membami-san in the throes of stabbing the victim.
Yes, I did. Wildly.
But both of you and the inspector confirmed the same point. That there was already blood on the knife that you saw the defendant holding.
Yes.
And? It's quite simple. We know the murder weapon was used to stab the victim only once. Therefore, there is no way there could have been blood on the knife if that single stabbing hadn't already occurred.
Yeah.
True.
Then what exactly is your contention, Counsel? Are you ever going to tell us?
Yes, Your Excellency. There's only one logical conclusion. What Soseki-san in fact saw was not the moment that the defendant stabbed the victim at all, but the moment that the defendant in fact withdrew the blade from the victim's body.
That can't be! We're finding those flaws, baby. Excellent work, Susato. You exploded at them without objection and then proceeded to pull them apart systematically.
Objection!
Objection! Well, this takes me back. Yes, I seem to remember your cousin staged a scene much like this in that trial 9 months ago.
a half-witted child with a half-baked objection attempting to steal the show.
You're right. There were certain similarities. Except that so-called half-witted child managed to outwit the prosecution, who has only half a head of hair.
Slender! My head is quite adequately dressed. In any case, all this talk of stabbing and withdrawing multiple wounds, it makes not a jot of difference.
What? Why not?
Engage your brain, young man. When the accused first plunged the deadly weapon into the victim, that was the fatal blow. And it was that moment, just as she had withdrawn the blade ready for her next strike, that the witnesses saw. The knife was already tainted with blood because the accused had already stabbed the victim. All you have successfully shown with your little display is that the mustached author is prone to moments of extravagance.
I am in agreement with the prosecution. If the defendant was seen wielding the blade at all, that is sufficient grounds for her actions to be viewed with suspicion.
But if she was withdrawing the blade, then we are back where we started. Sorry. Consider this, young yokel boy. If the student girl is innocent as you claim, then why would she have pulled the blade from the victim? And with the demon's cold-blooded composure, too. The prosecution demands an explanation. And it had better be good.
Why did Rei pull out the knife?
Ah, yes. Going for the jugular.
What does Father mean by that?
Let the court hear your answer then, counsel.
The truth is, I don't really know.
But I have to come up with a plausible reason here or we don't have a case.
The reason why the defendant pulled the knife blade out of the victim's body was surely so she could
Stab her again. Definitely not that one. Save her life. Hide the knife.
According to the post-mortem report, the victim's death was not instant.
That's correct. It's thought that she would have remained conscious for a short while after sustaining the injury.
Indeed, giving her the time to take hold of this piece of evidence that clearly indicates her killer.
The point is, being a medical research assistant, Membami-san was compelled to act when faced with the wounded victim. Instinctively, she pulled the blade out in an attempt to save Miss Brett's life.
Mint up, mint up.
Just mint up.
Just mint up. Thanks for still hanging out, Brian. I know these types of games are not your forte, so appreciate you being here. You gaming right now? You gaming? Huh.
Did you hear that, Your Excellency? It would seem this is the best we can accept of this young yokel.
Indeed.
Is it just me, or does it suddenly feel much colder in here?
Your Excellency, if I may. Speak, witness.
I would like another opportunity to testify. In respect to the slipshod assertion just put forward by the Yoku Defense Council, I mean. Slipshod? An excellent idea, Inspector. Our young Yoko hopeful has a modicum of knowledge when it comes to the law, it seems. But in matters of medicine, he appears to possess not one iota of common sense.
Very well, Inspector. I will permit your request. You will testify again before the court on the subject of the Defense Counsel's assertion.
Yes, sir. I will do so flawlessly.
Witness testimony.
Forensic Medicine Primer.
Pulling a blade from a wound without thinking could cause heavy bleeding. That's basic knowledge that any medical research assistant with an ounce of sense ought to know. In other words, there's no good reason why the defendant would have tried to pull the knife from the victim. Let's not forget that the young student did have a motive for killing the victim. Objection, Hellcat.
Thanks for still hanging out, dude. Hope you're enjoying the stream.
The man the victim murdered 9 months ago, Dr. Wilson, was the defendant's highly respected mentor.
Yo, what up, Deadly? Welcome to the stream, man.
We back in the courtroom.
Cheers, man. How you doing?
Is what you just said true, Inspector? Could pulling a knife from a wound really cause the wound to bleed heavily? Yes. Think of the weapon itself as a stopper in the wound that prevents excessive blood loss. Until a doctor is ready to provide proper treatment, that stopper shouldn't be removed. Oh, I see. This is why Yoku should stay on the farm. Even a quack from some obscure mountain village would have such basic knowledge. Anyone who's ever given someone a little poke with a knife and pulled it out again knows it. Oh, well, I've never stabbed anyone, you see, or pulled a blade out of a wound, so...
Of course you haven't. I didn't bring you up to behave like a bandit.
Father, is it true what they're telling me?
Yes. It's basic remedial knowledge for medics. Rei would have been well aware of it. If she were to claim ignorance of such fundamentals, that would prove fatal in many ways.
But then, why would Rei have done it? Could she have pulled out that knife in full knowledge that it would be fatal for Miss Brett?
I don't know.
Rei never once mentioned anything about the knife to me. It seems almost impossible to believe, but could my friend actually have...
Susato.
Yes?
Pull yourself together. We mustn't lose sight of why you're here, why we're here. Counsel, it's time for your cross-examination.
Oh, yes, Your Excellency.
However, I must warn you that if your cross-examination fails to identify any issue with the established facts, I will be moving to my adjudication immediately afterwards.
I understand. Believing in your clients and fighting for their cause until the bitter end. I knew it would be hard, but I had no idea it would be this hard.
Cross-examination.
Forensic Medicine Primer.
Pulling a blade from a wound without thinking could cause heavy bleeding. Let me see. So let's go through these statements again, and let's see. Pulling a blade from a wound without thinking could cause heavy bleeding. That's basic knowledge that any medical research assistant with an ounce of sense ought to know. In other words, there's no good reason why the defendant would have tried to pull the knife from the victim. Let's not forget that the young student did have a motive for killing the victim. The man the victim murdered 9 months ago, Dr. Wilson, was the defendant's highly respected mentor.
This is hopeless. I can't find a single crack in this testimony anywhere. If Rei knew that withdrawing the knife from the wound would threaten Miss Brett's life further, I just can't think of any way to explain why she did it.
Susato, it's at times like these when it's especially important to remember the fundamentals.
The fundamentals?
Evidence is what counts in the courtroom, isn't it?
Of course. But I've been through the court record dozens of times already.
I think perhaps you're forgetting something, though. You needn't take the evidence at face value. You can and must examine it in greater detail, too. Okay, so now I think this is when we can actually physically look around and get a closer look at all the pieces of evidence, like the pen. I realize this is your first time playing the role of lawyer in the courtroom. So if you need reminding of the rudiments, you need only ask. I'll do my very best to help.
Examine the evidence in the court record? It's an idea, certainly. What should I do?
Nah. We know what to do.
Come to think of it, Kazuma-sama and Naruhodo-san were always turning evidence over and over in their hands. Yes, I need to examine things in greater detail with A.
By the look in your eyes, I see it's coming back to you. Go through the court record again and have a thorough look at everything. You may just find a clue.
Yes, I'll do it straight away.
All right, let's go. Let's look at this fountain pen.
If we take off the pen's lid, nothing appears obviously out of the ordinary here, does it? Now, let's unscrew the barrel, shall we? This must be the little reservoir that holds the ink.
Yes, you fill it by drawing ink from a bottle up through the nib.
Is something wrong, Father?
Just that there doesn't actually appear to be any ink in there, that's all. Any ink in there, that's all.
Oh yes, you're right. It's pretty much empty. Well, it could be on the verge of running out, I suppose.
The details of the fountain pen have been updated in the court record.
A fountain pen bearing the initials RM that has a small reservoir inside into which ink can be drawn. There is a very small amount of liquid still inside. Ah, okay. I don't know if the first game did this, but I like how there's a little red check mark there just so that you know. It's been a while, so that very well may have already been there. Are my eyes deceiving me? Is this Ace Attorney? Is Ass Fries back? Yo, what up, Kirino? Good morning, dude. Yes, today is the return of Ace Attorney. Ass Fries is not back, sadly. He may show up later on. But just to give you some context, Kirino, this first case, we are actually playing as Susato-san, who was Ryunosuke's judicial assistant. And she's back in Japan, and she is defending her best friend, who is accused of murdering Jezaille Brett, who was that woman in the very first case of the first game, the one that had that goose on her head. Because she was murdered before she was extradited to Shanghai. So you know how like we accused her, I think you were there for the first case. We managed to find out that she was the killer of Dr. John H. Wilson, but because she was a British citizen, the laws of Japan didn't apply to her, so she, you know, we couldn't hold her hostage or take her to jail. So she left and she was going to continue her studies in Shanghai, and on the day before her leaving, she was murdered. So yeah, Susato was defending her friend, who is now the accused.
If he gets a cameo, I'm happy. So we now in Japan.
Yeah, we back in Japan. And dude, Susato's got that new outfit, and man, it's fucking fire, dude. But cheers, Kitty. Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Hopefully, Sir Ass Fries will return. He's one of my favorite characters. And now we're examining a fountain pen that was apparently the murder weapon that was used in question.
The RM initials are very clearly engraved here.
And because during this time, women are not allowed in the courtroom, Susato is undercover and pretending to be a guy, and her alias is Ryutaro Naruhodo. And that's her dad to the left. Yeah, I gotta see Kadino. And the fact that Miss Brett was clinging to this pen in her dying moments is very clearly a message too.
To identify her killer, you mean?
I don't think there can be any doubt that this is a key piece of evidence in this case. Let's see if there's anything else. What is this?
There's some sort of emblem. There's some sort of emblem here. Look. But it isn't a Yume Univer but it isn't a Yume University one.
It must belong to some other organization, I suppose. A business of some kind.
Reporting in.
Femboy Susato,
Hell yeah, brother.
Hi Sam, how are you? Ali! Welcome back to the stream. I'm doing well, how about yourself?
Happy weekend. Welcome back to the stream, you damn legend.
Cheers!
We're back in the courtroom. We're back in the courtroom. Thanks for tuning in. Right now we're examining some evidence. Let me know if you'd like a little bit of context of what's going on, because I know if you come in and you don't, I know it can be a little confusing. That's the thing about Ace Attorney, especially if like we're deep into a case and someone stops in for the first time. They have like no idea what's going on, so it's like hard to follow. So I'm more than happy to provide a little bit of context if you'd like. It must belong to some other organization, I suppose, a business of some kind. But that would seem to imply that the pen doesn't in fact belong to Rei, exactly because Rei is a student of Yume University. And if she's the accused, why would she be holding a pen that doesn't belong to her, or that's not from that university? Very suspicious indeed.
The details of the fountain pen have been updated in the court record.
Let's see if there's anything else that we can further examine. I think that's it for the pen. But yeah, I think that's the biggest thing that we can take away. So the witnesses, as well as the prosecutor, are indicating that this pen belonged to Rei, who we're defending, but the logo is not from the university that she goes to. Yeah, let's take a look at the crime scene photograph.
Sure, this game is really cool.
Ali, I don't know if you knew this, or maybe we talked about this in the past because it's been a while and I don't remember if we did. But I know you like Professor Layton. Professor Layton and Ace Attorney actually did a crossover together, like in a, I don't know if it's like a spin-off game, but yeah, I learned that earlier this week. I was like, oh, not with this series, The Great Ace Attorney, but like the original Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Wright and Professor Layton, yeah, they had like a game together, I think. I don't know if that's playable in the States or maybe it's only available in Japan. So yeah, just to give you some background on what's going on. So in this first case, our character's name is Susato Mikotoba, And she was a judicial assistant for the main character in the first game that we played, The Great Ace Attorney Adventures. This is the first case in the sequel, The Great Ace Attorney 2, Resolve. And so now we're playing as the judicial assistant who is defending her best friend, Rei, who is accused of murdering a British student who we encountered in the first case from the first game. I'm trying to make this not confusing because yeah, I know it can be a little difficult to follow, but pretty much the character that we're playing, Susato, is she's disguised as a male because during this time period females were not allowed in the courtroom, so she is pretending to be a guy and is acting as a defense attorney or lawyer for her friend who is accused of murdering this British student.
Yes, I've heard of it, but I don't think I've played it before.
Ah, okay. So yeah, hopefully that will help add a little bit of context to what you see further. So now we heard the witnesses' testimonies, and now we're analyzing the arguments and the evidence further to see if we can find inconsistencies so that we can prove our best friend it did in fact not kill the British student
And was framed.
So yeah, this is Miss Jezaille Brett, who was in the very first case of the first game, and she killed someone named Dr. John H. Wilson, but because she was a British student, the laws of Japan didn't apply to her, so we couldn't take her to jail. So she was gonna go to Shanghai to continue her studies, but the day before that she was gonna leave to China, she got killed. So now we're trying to find out exactly what happened and who killed her. And her poor goose, who is also dead.
Raucous England returnees tell all. This is the interview with you and Soseki-san, is it, father? It looks as though it was quite an exchange.
Yes, he became a little over-animated when he was talking about his time in England. The photographer managed to capture the moment his hand karate chopped me on the neck.
I do hope you weren't hurt.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, Allie. Didn't mean to information bomb you. Let's see, let's turn this over. See if there's anything else.
This is the newspaper from Soseki-san. There seems to be an important article on the back page as well. Exclusive. Deadly poison stolen from Yume Medical Research Laboratory.
Oh, word? Okay. Deadly poison stolen from Yume Medical Research Laboratory, huh?
From Yume's medical research. Father, isn't that your lab?
What the? Let me see that. The poison's been stolen.
It's this morning's paper that Soseki-san gave us. Are you saying you didn't know?
As embarrassing as that is for the head of the laboratory, I didn't. I've not heard any such thing. Where on earth could the reporter have gleaned this information?
Come to think of it, there was no article mentioning this story in our paper this morning, was there?
It's a highly toxic poison we've been working on in the strictest confidence. I'd put Rei in charge of the project.
Rei? She was managing it?
If what's written here is true, it means that she tried to hide the theft from me. And moreover, the details were leaked somehow.
I don't believe it.
We need to read this article very carefully.
Yeah, of course, Allie, no problem.
Let me know if you have any other questions, and I'll do my best to oblige. I love that emote that you use. What is that? I like seeing different versions of
The bongo tap. Surfar 3 bongo.
That's a cute one.
The article about the poison has been entered into the court record.
An article about poison that was stolen from a laboratory at Yume University. Even my father, who was responsible for the lab, knew nothing of the incident. Okay, this is definitely going to be something important for us. We definitely need to look into the details of it.
I love bongo tap emotes.
They're so cute. They're either people like tapping like this or exclusive. Deadly poison stolen from Yume Brett Medical Research Laboratory. Following a lecture at Yume by Soseki Natsume on 11th August, it's come to light that a very disturbing incident took place. A deadly poison being secretly developed in the university's forensic science laboratory was stolen. Deadly in tiny quantities. Even the smallest amount entering the body, either via the mouth or via a wound from a poison-laced blade, would prove fatal in minutes. Current methods cannot detect the newly developed chemical. The university would have to be consulted. Why is the poison being developed? Onset of symptoms occurs in minutes, starting with impaired breathing and ending with acute contraction of the pupils prior to death, which is exactly in the post-mortem report, that she had like severe meiosis, that her pupils were contracted. Such symptoms would be suggestive of this toxin. It's apparently an entirely new synthesis of alkaloids and rumored to have been commissioned by the military. Okay, so I think that's going to be very key for us. Onset of symptoms occurs in minutes, starting with impaired breathing and ending with acute contraction of the pupils prior to death. Yeah, in the notes, extreme meiosis. Pupil constriction was observed in the victim in both eyes, which leads to the cause of death being the poison, not the fact that she was stabbed by the student. Let's see. Okay, so that's everything. In terms of the magnifying glass, I don't think... Yeah, there's no way to, like, bring up any conversation points. Okay, so Just trying to think. Oh, wait. There's a glass here. Meaning that she could have died from the poison by drinking it. Even the smallest amount entering the body, either via the mouth or via a wound from a poison-laced blade, would prove fatal in minutes. So I think she was writing something and died from the poison after ingesting it. But to make it look like that wasn't the case, she was stabbed in the back. Okay. Okay, so let's go through these statements again and see if we can press Hosonaga on any of these statements using our new piece of evidence. Pulling a blade from a wound without thinking could cause heavy bleeding. That's basic knowledge that any medical research assistant with an ounce of sense ought to know. In other words, there's no good reason why the defendant would have tried to pull the knife from the victim. Let's not forget that the young student did have a motive for killing the victim. The man the victim murdered 9 months ago, Dr. Wilson, was the defendant's highly respected mentor. That turtle, dude. Oh, I know. Karina, wait till you see the animation of like when he like hides under the stand. You just see like the little turtle. It's so good, dude.
Welcome back. Your steadfast loyalty
That turtle's so great.
appreciated.
Yo, Kerple, welcome back, man.
Hey Sam, I'm back from vacation.
How was vacay, dude? Cheers, dude. Thanks for the 29-month reset, bruh. That view you posted on Discord, jealous. Yeah, welcome home, man. There's no good reason why the defendant would have tried to pull the knife from the victim. It was amazing. Hells yeah, dude. Glad to hear. Who did you go with? Let me save really quick. Okay. We might need to press 1 or some of these statements. Let's see if we can get some more information.
You say doing it without thinking could be a problem. Does that mean that if you used due care and attention, it would be alright?
I wouldn't have thought this needed spelling out really, but... The blade is like a stopper in the wound. Remove it, and a serious hemorrhage will occur. In other words, a medic would need to be present before any attempt was made to withdraw the blade. Doing it without thinking would be madness. You just can't do it. What with fam? Nice, dude. How long were you there for? Hopefully the temps weren't super hot while you were out there. It's been cooking up. Jawohl. Objection! Hey, what's up, Guardian? Welcome back to the stream. I remember you, dude. I remember meeting you from Day with the Diver. Yeah, so I played the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, the very first game in the Chronicles series. I started it actually like 2 years ago, but I didn't finish it until the start of this year. And so yeah, it's been shelved for a bit. But yeah, we were picking it back up, and what was it?
Objection.
Frozen, thanks for the 22-month resub, dude. Welcome back to you too. We're starting the first game, or the first case of the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, which is the sequel. How you doing, Frozen? Cheers to you too, man. Appreciate that resub. 8 days and it was a lake house. The heat didn't matter. For show, man. You probably fucking just was swimming all day. But that's awesome, dude. I'm glad you had a good time. I wish I had a lake house. How you doing, Frozen? And Guardian, good to see you, you legends. Cheers, Frozen. Cheers, man. Hope you're staying cool. Hope you guys are staying cool. Got a little fan here next to my desk. Not really the same as an AC unit, but that's life. You gotta deal the cards that you were dealt.
Oh, well, thank you for such a thorough explanation.
You see, Council? When you act without thinking, the result is a bloodbath.
Back to the witness testimony, please.
That's basic knowledge that any medical research assistant with an ounce of sense ought to know.
Hold it! Hold it!
In that case, there's an obvious explanation here.
Which is...
Rumad Slam in the chat. Clearly, the defendant Rei Membami-san does not possess an ounce of sense.
What do you think about that, Professor Mikotoba?
I am not sure that you should be labeling your best friend as lacking in common sense.
Well, I thought it would be better than labeling her as a murderer.
I don't know, young people today. If that's friendship, I don't understand it.
Careful, Counsel. A lack of common sense can be a very dangerous thing.
Oh dear. That recoiled on me rather badly.
Exhausted but doing well. Was 118 degrees today. Oh my lord. Forgot you're in Vegas, dude. Fuck that. Ooh, you drove a boat. Nice, Kerple.
And a boat full of bridesmaids flashed me.
Lol. MrSamKim.
I wish there was a lawyer game that had random cases. Ace, We the Revolution, or the lawyer games but have no random cases and limited investigation. Ooh, I've heard about that game. I heard it's good. Okay, all right, guys. I've been sitting here for a bit, and I need to go to the restroom, so I'm gonna take a quick little BRB. I'll be right back. All right, and we are back. That's life, I'm afraid. A lesson everyone must learn. Yeah, Guardian, appreciate you coming back to the stream, man. Even though I wasn't playing, even though I'm not playing Dave the Diver. This was like the first visual novel I ever streamed, and man, it's been an absolute blast. It's a good one. The animations are... Hopefully, you can see now that this is really basic medical knowledge. Being involved in medical research, Membami-san would certainly have been aware of it. I like the ability to actually build a case. Now, whether as prosecutor or defense is another story, particularly if they are guilty. That would be interesting though, yeah, like one that really focused on cases and yeah, the whole courtroom aspect of like prosecutors and lawyers. In other words, there's no good reason why the defendant would have tried to pull the knife from the victim.
Hold it!
But the defendant had suddenly encountered somebody she knew lying on the ground, bleeding to death. The sight could have shocked her delicate sensibilities, causing her to remove the blade inadvertently.
I really don't think inadvertent actions can explain this. The woman is a medical research assistant. I can't imagine she would behave so irrationally.
Oh, but irrational behavior is a woman's prerogative, isn't it?
Oh dear. You have a lot to learn about women. Only a small-minded man could have such bigoted views.
Oh dear. Perhaps I'm letting my male persona take hold a little too much.
Lol, lol. Well, have I managed to convey the basics now? That should cover the medical side of the argument. Let's not forget that the young student did have a motive for killing the victim.
Hold it!
Whatever the motive, it just isn't in Membami-san's nature to do something so awful.
But she had both motive and opportunity. That's very hard to argue against.
But you don't know the defendant.
Objection!
Objection! And you, counsel, do not appear to know the law. Yes. Evidence is the only way to convince the court of your argument, not feelings. With this fledgling to defend her, I would almost say I pity the accused.
So do I.
Inspector, you will reiterate your point about the defendant's motive, please. Ah, yes. Miss Brett was in many ways the sworn enemy of Membami-san. So this is the last statement that we can press, and after that we gotta present something. We gotta present some kind of evidence. The man the victim murdered 9 months ago, Dr. Wilson, was the defendant's highly respected mentor.
Hold it! Hold it!
Well, yes, that's true. Dr. Wilson recognized Membami-san's talent and offered her the position of assistant despite her being a woman. What? Sam is live? How did I not know? Hi, Lo? How goes the night? Hi, Daddy. Welcome to the stream. Cheers. It goes good, it goes good.
We're back in Ace Attorney.
Reappearance. The dungeon awaits.
Alteris!
Woo woo. More samage.
Woo woo, more samage. Alteris with a 10-month Prime resub. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome back, you legends. Cheers, guys. We back in the courtroom. Did my bot on Discord not... Did it not post a message? Ah, it did. Okay, okay. Yeah, I went live about like four hours and a half ago. But it's okay. I hope you guys had a great Saturday. You're here now, and that's what matters. How you doing, you legends? Yeah. Ace Attorney's been on the shelf, and oh man, recently I've had an itch to become a defense lawyer once again, so we're back with the first case of the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve. If you'd like to get caught up on any of my previous playthrough from the first game, which we did complete on the last stream of Ace Attorney, which was at the beginning of this year, it's all in that playlist I linked in the chat.
Yeah, good to see you guys. Dr. Wilson recognized Membami-san's talent and offered her the position of assistant despite her being a woman. She was extremely grateful to him.
Yes, the Englishman appears to have been a very broad-minded individual. And Alteris, appreciate, I know you watched some of the playthrough on my YouTube, so much love, man. Dr. Wilson had no time for outdated traditions. And yo, Alteris, have you started playing Dave the Diver? He met with opposition, of course, but he believed firmly in Membami-san's abilities. Clearly, the defendant was in the man's debt, which only serves to prove my point.
This is hopeless. I can't find a single crack in this testimony anywhere.
It's all good, Alteris. No problem, man. No problem. Was just wondering. Glad to hear work's keeping you busy, though. Hopefully you're not, like, overwhelmed. Yeah, thanks for coming to kick it, guys. And if and whenever you decide to check it out, I hope you enjoy it, man. It's such a good game.
If Rei knew that withdrawing the knife from the wound would threaten Miss Brett's life further, I just can't think of any way to explain why she did it.
Susato, it's at times like these when it's especially important to remember the fundamentals.
The fundamentals?
Evidence is what counts in the courtroom, isn't it?
Of course, but I've been through the court record dozens of times already.
I think perhaps you're forgetting something, though. You needn't take the evidence at face value. You can and must examine it in greater detail, too.
Ah.
I realize this is your first time playing the role of lawyer in the courtroom. So if you need reminding of the rudiments, you need only ask. I'll do my very best to help. Okay, so we've been through this, so we gotta find a piece of evidence.
Good day, Commander.
And Daddy, just as a heads up, because I know Twitch notifications for me are pretty reliable, but sometimes I do not get the notification even though I have it turned on. So the best way, since I don't post on like Twitter or Instagram when I'm going live, is my Discord in the live notifications channel. I'll always post there.
What up, bitchin'? Welcome back.
Why are you showing me those cheeks? Those banana cheeks. Cheers, dude. You just get off of work, mate. Okay. So we need to find a piece of evidence. So the only new piece of evidence that we got was the article. Poison was stolen from the laboratory. Even the smallest amount entering the body, either via the mouth or via a wound from a poison-laced blade, would prove fatal in minutes. I feel like we need to use this report on one of the statements. I'm just not sure which one. Current methods cannot detect the newly developed chemical. The university would have to be consulted. Why not?
It's against US.
Oh, got the day off? Good shit, dude. Ooh, with your new camera? Let's go, man. Where did you take pictures? Feel free to share those in my Discord if you want. see. Pulling a blade from a wound without thinking could cause heavy bleeding. It's basic knowledge. I'm gonna tap into story mode. The man the victim murdered 9 months ago, Dr. Wilson, was the defendant's highly respected mentor. Okay, hold on. It's just going through this dialogue again. Ooh, up in the mountains? Nice. Did you go by yourself? I bet those were some amazing views. Okay. So where's the clue? Come on, give me 1 second. There's something I want to adjust here. Just shorten the wait time. Oh, so this is the statement that we present the poison article. In other words, there's no good reason why the defendant would have tried to pull the knife from the victim.
Objection!
Oh, you took your little brother with you this time? Aw, for sure, man. Hey, that's nice of you. I hope you had a good time, too. Did that girl know that you were taking a picture of her? Like, was she, like, okay with it? Yeah, man, I bet that was a pretty nice view.
No, there is one possibility. One very good reason why the defendant might have decided to withdraw the knife from the victim's wound.
What? Ayoko not only has a poor grasp of the law, but is also a poor loser. Tell us then, what possibility do you think you've identified?
It's here, in this newspaper article. An article about a deadly poison having been stolen from a laboratory at the Imperial
Objection!
Objection! The victim perished from a stab wound. Poison has no relevance in this case.
But
I know, right? Ouchie. Fuck you.
Daddy, chill.
I'm about to serve your ass. Prosecutor Aoichi, you will let the defense speak. Excellent objection, bitchin'. Nice, man. Hey, I'd love to see the photo, dude.
But a newspaper article? The court cannot rely on the kind of heresy those wretched publications carry.
Counsel for the defense. I am going to need some tangible basis for your claim. You will indicate to the court precisely what part of the newspaper article mentioned affirms your assertion.
Your Excellency?
yes, of course. Thank you.
Rei would never have done something to further endanger Miss Brett's life without just cause. The reason why the defendant pulled the knife from the victim's body is explained in the article where it says... Let's take a look, shall we, once again?
I think it's this one. Even the smallest amount entering the body, either via the mouth or via a wound from a poison-laced blade, would prove fatal in minutes. That's the reason why she would want to take it out. To prevent the poison from causing further damage. Or maybe it's this one. I think it's deadly in tiny quantities.
Amber Heard's lawyer. Objection, Your Honor.
Yeah. No problem, bitch. No problem.
The article reveals the following property about the poison in question. When the toxin enters the body on a knife laced with the poison, it's rapidly absorbed and causes death in minutes.
Are you suggesting...
If the knife used to attack Miss Brett was laced with this very poison, it would explain why the defendant Membami-san would have withdrawn the blade as soon as possible. Yes, the truth is, it was an attempt to stop the poison from entering the victim's body. Let's go.
What?
Objection!
Objection! This is complete and utter nonsense!
Not at all. The defendant withdrew the knife blade from the victim's body not to accelerate the woman's demise, but to save her life. And the prosecution cannot deny the possibility.
Have you not read the post-mortem report? The cause of death was hemorrhage. The word poison appears nowhere in the document.
That's because by acting quickly to remove the blade, the defendant prevented the poison from taking hold.
Objection!
Oh, please. This is clearly desperation. The weasel's last breaking of wind. Poison has nothing whatsoever to do with this case, as I believe the defense is well aware. We have no proof that the information in this wretched newspaper article is at all reliable anyway. In that situation, what the student should have done is wait for medical assistance to arrive. But instead, you claim she suspected poisoning and took the potentially lethal decision to remove the blade. She must have had a strong reason for her suspicions then, or the argument makes no sense. Exactly, well put, Inspector. On what grounds did she do it? Yokel? Why did Rei suspect the stolen poison was involved? If you want grounds, I'll give you grounds. What? You can't possibly... From your expression, counsel, it would appear those are not empty words. But naturally, as you stand in this courtroom as a lawyer, you must be aware that words alone, empty or not, are of no value in our modern justice system. The court demands evidence.
Yes, Your Excellency. I'm well aware of that. I've seen it many times from my place at his side in the Old Bailey.
In that case, counsel, you will present the proof to the court now. What evidence demonstrates a clear link between this case and the poison in the newspaper article? What evidence demonstrates a clear link between this case and the poison in the newspaper article? Oh man, fireworks are going off. What evidence demonstrates a clear link between this case and the poison in the newspaper article? Oh, it's the post-mortem report. I think. Yeah, the notes, the extreme meiosis, pupil constriction was observed in the victim in both eyes, and that's stated in the poison article. Right here. Onset of symptoms occurs in minutes, starting with impaired breathing and ending with acute contraction of the pupils prior to death.
I would ask the court to refer to the notes section of the postmortem report, which reads,
A timely reappearance. The dungeon awaits.
Less than 3 months ooze my friend. Hope you have been well. Less than 3.
Panda, thanks for the 7-month resub.
Cheers, you legend. Thank you very much for the continued support over half a year.
Yeah, I've been good, Panda.
Been having an Ace Attorney craving lately, you could say. So I decided to hop back into the courtroom and start up the first case in the sequel, The Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve.
Good to see you, Panda.
Likewise, hope you've been well too. Hope you've been staying cool as well. It's been the temps have been picking up.
I would ask the court to refer to the notes section of the postmortem report, which reads, Extreme meiosis. Pupil constriction was observed in the victim. Clearly, being a yokel with no knowledge of forensic science, I have no idea, so please, do tell me. Presumably, the fact that this condition of the victim was noted in the postmortem report means that it's an unusual symptom of death?
Well, under normal circumstances, the pupils dilate when someone dies. If there was extreme constriction instead, that's most certainly unusual, yes. What are you doing, you yokel detective?
In the newspaper article, there's the following information about the stolen poison. Onset of symptoms occurs in minutes, ending with acute contraction of the pupils prior to death.
There we go. I love listening to you play this, to be honest, and yesterday I was sick as hell, but I'm better today. Glad it's night so I can finally cool off. Aw, I'm sorry to hear that you're sick. Oh, I appreciate that, Panda. I know you watched some of the YouTube playthrough as well. So glad you could be here to catch it live.
I'm currently in front of a fan.
Me too, it's on my desk. Yeah, it's been cooking. My studio is like a little mini sauna. The Guardian says, your place cools off at night? Yeah, I appreciate that, Panda. Grab a seat, some snacks, something to drink, and join us in the courtroom. Shit's getting spicy. What?
If the defendant, upon seeing the victim stabbed in the back, happened to notice that the pupils of Miss Brett's eyes had constricted severely.
Yes. As a medical research assistant, she would have suspected poison immediately, without doubt.
Prosecutor Aoichi, I think you'll agree. This is very compelling evidence. You, yokel student and professor!
I believe the defense has expertly demonstrated a credible reason for the defendant's actions.
No!
Yujin Mikotoba. Yes, Your Excellency. I believe you are best placed here to confirm or deny the veracity of the defense counsel's argument. You will tell the court the truth about the details reported in this newspaper, please. It pains me to have to admit it. But I'm afraid I don't know. You don't know? The toxin was kept under lock and key in my laboratory, certainly. But I was unaware of any theft.
Off my ass off. I just got a desk fan, so same.
Like, I can put water in it, so like there's like some mist coming in this direction, but yeah, it's still pretty stuffy in here, but it's okay. It's better than Texas, which I think is like close to the 90s, or in Vegas, where it's like over 100. Fuck that. Yeah, good to see you, Panda, and Guardian, thanks for still hanging out. Actually, it's not as compelling as she thinks. Do you mean to tell the court that the reports of this theft are unfounded? No, Your Excellency. Without returning to the laboratory to investigate myself, I couldn't say.
Listen to the bumbling academic. Unaware of the theft of secret state research from his own workplace until he reads of it in the newspaper.
Oh, fuck you, Aoichi. I take full responsibility for the incompetence of my supervision.
Father? A pitiful situation for a university professor. You should have more control over your students rather than allowing them off on killing sprees. That's totally unfounded.
Nani?
None of this is Professor Mikotoba's fault.
Fucking Soseki. I gotta take a massive shit. When is this case over? I'm ready for cool, swoopy weather. Yeah, oh god, I can't stand heat.
It's all my fault. Rei.
Membami-san, you stand accused here. Outbursts like this will not be tolerated.
But it was me. I was the one who noticed that the poison we were developing had been stolen that day.
What?
So you knew.
She's a little gassy for being under all this pressure. Who was that? Come in.
You knew, Burn.
Yeah, me too. Humidity is no good.
I'd been placed in charge of overseeing the project. It was the day that the professor and Soseki-san were interviewed together for the newspaper. That's when I noticed that some of the poison was missing. Just a tiny amount it was.
Why didn't you let me know immediately?
I was scared. The whole project was supposed to be confidential, but some of the toxin had somehow been taken. So I decided I'd try to get it back before anyone else found out.
Oh my god, Rei, and look where you are now.
Because I had a very good idea who the thief was. The thief? You don't mean... Yes, of course. It was that dainty English woman.
Miss Jezaille Brett.
That's why I decided to join the little group of people going to the seaside. Inside the beach hut, I confronted Miss Brett. But she just sat on a stool at the back of the hut, smiling sweetly at me as if she knew she was untouchable. I know it was you who stole the poison. Well now, whatever do you mean?
I like heat better than snow.
Have a good night, Guardian. Thanks for hanging out, dude. Sleep well.
But the thing is, there's only so many layers that you can take off to cool, as opposed to if it's cold, you can always put more layers to warm yourself. But in all fairness, I live in California, which doesn't and ever gets snow. So I'm not saying that you don't have an argument there, but I don't know. I'd still say I'd prefer cold rather than heat. Damn, it's 2023. We have this thing called AC now, which is true, but not everyone has access to AC like me, unfortunately. I only have a heater. But yes, I agree. Why Brit Lady Sam always sound Mrs. Doubtfire in my heart? Hello! Oh, rest in peace, Robin Williams. God damn it, man. An absolute legend. I'm so sad he's not here anymore. But yeah, dude, like I think of that every time I see or hear about Mrs. Doubtfire. When Robin Williams like fucking cakes himself. Hello! So good. Absolute classic of a movie. I'll take snow. Being in the army in Alaska, I'll take the snow as a civvy. It gets down to around -30 here, and I hate it. Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
And then...
Appreciate all you guys hanging out today. Thanks for being here for the return of Ace Uchini. Shout out to my lurkers too. Thanks for lurking. Hope you're enjoying the show.
She suddenly got to her feet. Before falling to her knees in front of me and then collapsing on the floor. That's when I saw the knife in her back. I couldn't understand what had just happened. And then, a moment later, I was seized with fear. The pupils of her eyes had shrunk to tiny pinpoints.
I don't believe it.
In other words, you realize that the victim was suffering the effects of the stolen poison.
My mind started racing. I hadn't seen anything past Miss Brett's lips while I'd been with her, which left only one possible way for the poison to have entered her body.
On the blade of the knife in her back.
And that train of thought was what spurred you to withdraw the blade.
Yes. If the amount that had entered her bloodstream was small enough, she might still have a chance. That's what I hoped. Really, I'm so sorry for staying silent all this time.
Your attempt to hide the truth of what happened is not something that can be overlooked. However, I have duly noted the courage with which you confessed in the end.
Thank you, Your Excellency. It's barely perceptible, but I do think the balance has shifted a little here in this courtroom now.
Objection!
Your Excellency, do not be deceived. The victim just collapsed before your eyes, you say? Well, Membami-san, if that is the case, perhaps you could explain how Miss Brett came to be stabbed. You have no answer because the simple truth is that you stabbed the victim motivated by revenge.
Objection!
But you have no conclusive evidence to prove that assertion, do you? Oh, I have evidence, and it is very much conclusive. What's the prosecution counsel up to?
Driving in it sucks. That and the cold makes you remember all your old broken bones. Yeah, that's true. It's all about perspective though. When I was in Arizona, I would have preferred cold somewhat too. I'd love -30 without snow. The good thing about cold is everyone is too cold to get road rage or be irrational like the heat can do. Balance shifted. What up, Mystic? Thanks for still hanging out, dude.
It was brief, but he hesitated for a moment there. I'm almost sure of it.
You will produce the aforementioned evidence at once, Prosecutor Aoichi.
Perhaps some praise is due, young Yoko student. What? I had imagined there would be no need for me to submit this evidence. But you've brought this on yourself. What the? Could a more damning shot exist? The cruelty in the air on that beach is almost palpable. This evidence, more than any other, reveals the true extent of the accused's murderous nature. For it shows the precise moment that Membami-san plunged her dagger into the victim's back. No, that's not true, no! I don't believe it.
Order, order, order! Counsel for the defense, was it you who was responsible for that shrill scream that just pierced my courtroom?
perhaps his voice is yet to break. These yokels are slow of mind and slow to mature. I'll show you who's slow to mature.
Careful now. Susato is starting to show her face here. It is often said that a picture is worth 1,000 words, and here we have ample proof. The court will accept this extremely cogent photographic print as evidence.
The incriminating photograph has been entered into the court record.
A photographic print taken at the moment the victim was attacked. My friend Rei can be seen kneeling over Miss Brett.
The scream!
I love how overdramatic this game always is. It's great, Alteris. It's so good. Like, as much as I enjoyed Yuppie Psycho and the dark feel of it, man, the animations in Ace Attorney are just, oh my god. And especially this one, since the other ones were in 2D. Like, man, they're just... Oh, thanks, Kirino. Appreciate that. She said she removed the knife. Can't it just be she removing the knife? Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I can't believe he's had a photograph like that up his sleeve the entire time. It's such a stark image. I'm genuinely lost for words. Wait a minute. I don't understand. How did you... I mean, who took that photograph? Rei.
Objection!
That's of no importance here. Stop trying to divert attention. Oh.
Objection!
That's an absurd thing to say. It's crucially important. Whoever took this photographic print was a witness to Miss Brett's death. The court must be allowed to hear this person's testimony.
I will uphold the defense's demand. The prosecution will reveal the identity of the person responsible for taking this photograph at once.
Well, I'm afraid I can't do that. Pardon? You see, this print arrived at the Imperial Police Bureau headquarters by express post yesterday. But there was nothing to indicate the sender's name or address. The provenance of the print is, unknown.
Ugh. Goodness.
Are we to understand then, Counsel, that in full knowledge of the fact that this photograph has the murkiest of origins, you nevertheless believe it fit for submission as evidence in the Supreme Court?
Let's go, baby. When you first produced that print before, I noticed that you hesitated for a brief moment. Because you knew that it wasn't completely reliable evidence, didn't you?
Silence, you Yoku student and blabbering professor! What matters is that the blatant truth that this print so eloquently expresses. But the defendant has already admitted to pulling the blade from the wound.
Exactly, dude.
Clearly, this isn't the moment that the knife was plunged into the victim's back, but the moment it was withdrawn? Don't waste this court's time with your ramblings.
Indeed. Without knowledge of who produced this print, we have no means of verifying the claim. And the scene it captures is without doubt the most compelling evidence presented to the court. If the defense is unable to shed any further light on the matter, I believe the conclusion is clear.
Oh no. I'm gonna head to bed. I'll be lurking. Night, peeps. Good night, Comet.
Thanks for hanging out, dude. Enjoy the lurk and have a good rest of your night.
And how you like me now? How you like me, meow? Welcome on back to the scrimmage.
Yes. Oh no.
Susato, this is the time for you to fight. If what you've established so far is true, then there can be no doubt. This photograph shows the moment that Rei withdrew the blade from the victim.
Yes, you just need to prove that somehow.
You'll have plenty of time to rue your defeat on the slow train back to the provinces. And to rue the day you came up against Taketsuchi Aoichi in a court of law.
If I can't determine who took this photograph, then the trial is going to come to an end. There must be a clue somewhere. There must be some way of working out who took it.
Well, counsel?
Your Excellency, the burning question is who took that photograph, and the truth is...
Nothing we have provides that answer, so I'm leaning towards I don't know.
Yo, what up, Adrian? Welcome back to the stream.
We back in the courtroom, baby. Cheers, dude. How you like me, meow? Adrian, hope you guys are having a great weekend. And more importantly, I hope you guys are staying cool. I'm gonna go with I don't know.
It's showtime.
What's up, Sam? What up, Adrian? How you doing, man?
Allie, thanks for still chilling. MrSamKim, cool.
No. If I give up now, I'll never be able to look Rei in the eye again.
Susato, you need to steel yourself and summon your best arguments.
I'll do my best. This isn't about whether I can or can't come up with the answer now. I simply have to. The identity of the person who took this dramatic photographic print is, I assure you, something the defense can and will reveal.
What? No, you can't possibly.
But as you so boldly claim that you can, please, do enlighten us. Unfortunately, I'm unable to present a name.
How utterly underwhelming.
However, I am able to present evidence. The defense has a piece of evidence that reveals important details about the photographer's identity.
What? Very well then, counsel. Present your proof to the court. Which piece of evidence do you claim reveals something about the identity of the mystery photographer? Was there a reflection on the knife? I don't know. It's hot and humid as fuck. Yeah, dude, it's pretty warm here too. How you like me, Meow? You have an AC? Never played these, but that was my thought.
It's hot as hell everywhere in the Northern Hemisphere.
For reals. Which piece of evidence do you claim reveals something about the identity of the mystery photographer? I want to say this fountain pen because we examined this earlier, and what we found out was that this logo, because these are the initials RM, which is the initials of our friend who we're defending, but this logo does not, it is not the same logo as the university that she attends. We know for certain that this emblem isn't that of Yume University. The police really ought to have spotted that. They were obviously convinced of Rei's guilt from the offset. So I think it's this. I don't know if there's anything else that reveals something about the photographer. I'm gonna go with the pen. Yeah, I'm sitting on it. For sure, Meow. Thanks for tuning in, dude. It's good to see you. Adrian, you too, man.
The piece of evidence in question is this.
Or maybe it's not. Shit, she looks a little hesitant. I'm afraid, counsel, that when presenting evidence, you must learn to temper those wide, nervous eyes. I'm obliged to penalize you for the lack of focus in both your eyes and your answer.
Oh, no, shit, dude. That wasn't it.
Would you care to squeeze your head in your hands again, counsel? To punish yourself for presenting such utterly irrelevant evidence.
I'll squeeze my head as many times as it takes to win this trial, Your Excellency, may I?
You may present another piece of evidence, but no more squeezing, counsel. All right, I'm tapping into story mode. Which one is it?
Take that!
Oh. Okay, so it's the newspaper. What is that? The newspaper again. Raucous England returnees tell all.
It's not the headline that's relevant here, Your Excellency. It's the photograph. If you look at it closely, you'll notice that there are some white lines on the right-hand side.
Ah, yes, indeed. They had already caught my eye, as it happens.
What of it? A shadow of some kind, presumably, from the branches of a tree or the like.
There are no trees growing inside my laboratory at the university, I can assure you.
Now, if you look closely at this photograph...
Ah! Good gracious! The character you play as in the sequel, or is this act in Ryutaro the girl? Wait, what do you mean, Mystic? So I'm pretty sure Ryunosuke Naruhodo, who was like the main character in the first game, I know he does show up later on in the sequel. I think it's just for this case that we play as Susato. Yeah, she's undercover as playing as she's going under a different alias, Ryutaro Naruhodo, since women aren't allowed in the courtroom during this time period.
Yes, exactly the same pattern of lines is present on this photograph too.
Ah, I did not catch that.
Objection!
Well, that tells us nothing. Yes, it's a shadow of some kind, definitely, from the branches of a tree.
There wouldn't be any trees growing inside a hut at the beach council.
What's quite remarkable about it is that the two patterns are absolutely identical. How could such an extraordinary similarity have transpired?
The curious matching pattern that appears on both photographic prints is a result of
The photographer's technique, a camera defect, some tree branches. A camera defect. Cracked lens 100%, right? Camera defect. Feel free to post it in pics, bitchin'.
Obviously, it must be due to a problem with the camera used to take the photographs.
With the photographic device?
Yes, we can confidently say that the camera's lens must be scratched, and that the scratched lens causes unwanted lines to appear on every print taken with the device.
In short, the two photographs under consideration here were taken with the same camera.
Aw, shit.
But... There must be hundreds of such camera devices here in the capital. It would be utterly impossible to identify the owner of this particular one.
Objection!
I think you're forgetting, Prosecutor Aoichi, that one of the photographs featured in a newspaper article.
A newspaper?
That's right. The author of that article is the mystery witness to this crime.
Let's go.
Sammy baby! Shimo!
Welcome back to the stream, you legend. Cheers, man. How you doing? Happy Saturday. Just get off work, dude. All right, for sure, bitchin'. I'll check it out later. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. What the hell was that?
I see why you were called a raucous England returnee.
What are you yelling about? You've already testified.
Many memo?
It's many memo, I tell you. Many memo. Mo.
Oh my god, dude.
So Seki-san, what was that? Did you say many memo?
Ever since I returned to Japan, a reporter from the Shoyu News has been hounding me, following my every move. A reporter by the name of Raiten Many Memo. Yes, hounding me from dawn till dusk.
Now
Now that he mentions it. They secretly spy, snapshots, scribble stories, and scupper my privacy.
I'm off. I did just get home from SF. Currently low 90s where I live, and it was 65 in San Francisco. Felt so nice being out there all day today. Oh, really? Oh, that sounds so good. Nice. I hope you had a good time, man.
Someone clip that shit.
Welcome back, Shimo. Glad you got home safely, dude.
Could that same reporter be... A camera to the left of him, a notebook to the right. There I am, stuck in the middle with right and mini memo. Oh!
So you're saying that this picture was taken by...
By mini memo, yes. My lord, your excellency, Esquire.
Officer, find this newspaper reporter at once and bring him to my courtroom. We will adjourn for a short recess in the meantime.
Oh, yes, your excellency. As you say, your excellency.
And one more thing. I want this knife, the murder weapon, examined for traces of poison. You will solicit the assistance of the Imperial University's medical department for the task. Understood.
Mini memo.
To be continued. And there is the first checkpoint for our case. Oh man. Okay, so the next part is going to be bringing that witness to the stand. Raiten Many Memo. All right. I'm thinking of switching games. I might play some Dave the Diver because it is getting a little late, and I like to be very animated when I'm playing Ace Attorney, so I'd hate to continue and have to temper myself a little bit. And I don't want to stop in the middle of a checkpoint or in the while we're in the middle of the case. So I think we'll save here for now and then pick up another time. Oh, shit's getting good though.
Says the guy dancing to Many Memo.
Wait, what do you mean? Okay. I am going to take a small little break, guys. I will be back in just a few minutes.